Presentation of Riverfront Broadcasting Sports. It's time for Post 8 Baseball on today's KCCR and today's KCCR.com. Post 8 Baseball is brought to you by Evermore Boutique, Wagner Auto, Oahe Federal Credit Union, Surface Master, and Rising Hope Counseling.
Dean, outdoors right field. That one is going to get out for Bennett Dean. 5 runs driven in.
Post 8 Baseball is also brought to you by Todd's Electric, Pierre Sports Center, Air Tech, Gales Gas, Avera, Bank West, and B&B Equipment.
Zabel on the 3-0. Outdoor center field. That's far. That's gone. A 3-run homer for Grace Zabel. And it's a 3-1 lead.
Post 8 Baseball is also brought to you by Overhead Door Company, Gateway Ford, Lincoln, and Toyota, Birding Electric, Olson Plumbing, and Agtegra.
There's a fly ball out to left field. Going back on it deep is Rue. He's going to turn and watch it sail over for a home run. And Andy Gordon, his first home run of the season, first home run of his career.
Post 8 Baseball is also brought to you by All Around Graphics, First Dakota National Bank, Comtech, Shane's Pharmacy, Black Hills Federal Credit Union, Midwest Cooperative, South Dakota Weed and Pest, Nystrom Electric, Dakota Sprinkler, and Lamb Motor.
The 2-1 pitch. Stout out towards right field. Did he get enough of it? Is it going to go? And walk off. Grand slam for Garrett Stout.
Post 8 Baseball is also brought to you by Kathy's Sun and Shine Properties, Sioux Nation, Kruger Contracting, Home Care Services, and Fisher Rounds. And now, with the call of today's action, KCCR award-winning sports director, John Winkler.
And we welcome you to Hyde Stadium as we have a doubleheader for you on tap as the Pierre Post 8 team takes on the Brookings Bandits. As these two teams meet for the first time in summer baseball for quite a few years. Really, outside of playing in the spring, it has not happened since I've been part of broadcasting Post 8 baseball games. But John Winkler alongside Greg Dean, and these two teams coming in, a 1-1 record for Pierre, and first games of the summer season for the Brookings Bandits, although they did play in the same amount of time frame that the Pierre Governors ended their season. That same Saturday was the last time that Brookings played as well, and most of these guys are names that we saw play in the high school baseball season. So, Greg, as we get into this game, Pierre is probably in a little bit better situation because they did just play last Tuesday, or this past Tuesday.
Yeah, and I think that's going to be a benefit. I mean, just having those first two games under their belt. First time Pierre was on the field in 10 days. First time that Brookings will be on the field in 12 days. And I think it probably showed last Tuesday. The fielding was just a little bit off for Post 8. The Bats, even though they went up against a couple of very good teams, I mean, the Bats were not what you would likely have expected at this point after most of these guys have got 25 games under their belt, 26 games under their belt. So I think the ability to shake off the rust on Tuesday is going to be a benefit for Post 8. We'll see if Brookings is in the same situation as what Pierre was in on Tuesday.
As the Pierre comes in again, they won one game on Tuesday. They lost the first game of the day 6-1 to Renner, and then came back and won 9-6 over Rapid City Post 22 in that night. And now here today, the first starting pitcher will be Brady Getz. And the big thing Greg, that we started talking about last Tuesday that we mentioned even in the springtime is the amount of pitchers that Post 8 has that will not really hinder them even in a tough stretch of, they're playing 6 games from Tuesday to Sunday. This Post 8 team still has a lot of pitching. We'll see Brady Getz, we'll see Isaac Pollock, and then even guys of Bennett Dean that threw on Tuesday can come back and throw again here today. So we have there's a lot of pitchers still available for Post 8, even though they threw quite a few guys on Tuesday.
Yeah, and I think that's a plus, and so we'll see. Again, this is kind of the the down stretch of this schedule for Post 8. I mean, playing Tuesday, Thursday, they're off till Sunday, and then once you get into next week, it really begins to ramp up, and then the following week was when it really picks up, and Post 8's got a real heavy June schedule. The upside for them is that the bulk of those games are here at Heights Stadium.
Yeah, we won't travel until June 16th, so we still got just under 2 weeks before we head on the road for the first time of the 2021 Legion baseball season. There'll be plenty of games between now and 2 weeks from yesterday. Pierre takes on Brookings here in a doubleheader as we get set. First pitch coming up at 5 o'clock. We'll step aside for 3 minutes. You're listening to Post 8 Baseball here on today's KCCR and today's KCCR.com.
Insurance. We all need it to protect our homes, health, businesses, and belongings. But having adequate coverage is just the beginning. You also need the support of professionals who stand by your side to protect what's important to you. Fisher Rounds & Associates combines the coverage you want with the commitment you need. Fisher Rounds & Associates, at your service, at your side, with offices in Pierre, Mitchell, Watertown, Sioux Falls, and Rapid City.
Bank West Insurance has the expertise and resources to deliver personalized service and customized solutions. As an independent agency, we shop dozens of companies to get you the best coverage at the best price. As your trusted choice for insurance coverage, we promise to go the extra mile so you can rest assured your loved ones and your assets are protected. Contact your local agent to put Bank West Insurance to work for you.
Not a deposit, not FDIC insured, not insured by any federal agency, not guaranteed by any bank, may go down in value, equal opportunity provider.
At Black Hills Federal Credit Union, our top priority is providing value to our members. Since 1941, we have helped our neighbors buy homes and vehicles, finance their farms and ranches, insure their assets, and retire comfortably. From Custer to Sioux Falls, we live and work in our communities, and we treat our members like family. Visit bhfcu.com to learn more about how you can join. BHFCU is member-owned, not-for-profit, and federally insured by NCUA.
Home Care Services is a private agency committed to providing expert advice and specialized care to those who want to remain living independently at home. Home Care Service has a team of nurses, caregivers, and administrative staff that offers a full range of in-home support services to our area. For more information about Home Care Services, call 224-2273. Expert advice, professional care. Home Care Services, 224-2273.
Building a home. It's the biggest investment most of us make in a lifetime. Not to mention it's a decision that, well, you pretty much live with day and night. The quality of the workmanship stares back at you like a reflection. It also affects the value of your investment. Choosing the right contractor is critical. Kruger Contracting is that contractor. Call 222-2523. Quality workmanship and materials completed on time. Kruger Contracting. In a word, quality. Call 222-2523.
Sioux Nation of Fort Pierre knows what that sound is. It's baseball season. They also know that means it's grilling season. Sioux Nation has the Green Mountain Grill choices that you need for those hot dogs and burgers for tailgating. And let's be honest, you know there will be a steak in there too. Visit Sioux Nation of Fort Pierre and see their selection of grills. While you're there, also pick up some seasonings for your grilling needs. Visit Sioux Nation at 504 Deadwood Street, Fort Pierre.
As we welcome you back here to Heights Stadium as we continue to get set for first pitch between Pierre and Brookings, as Brookings playing their first game of the season. We saw this near similar team back in late April as the Bobcats, now the Bandits, were in town for a doubleheader. And Greg, those two games were some of the probably the two best baseball games that we saw all season. Pierre and their opponent play. Those were two high-quality games between two good teams that we saw a 2-1 win and then a 1-0 win for Pierre. So Brookings, I think, even though, again, these are two different teams, but they're the same. I say two different with air quotes. They're pretty much the same teams. They're going to be looking for some revenge and win two games against Pierre after losing those games and heartbreaks back in late April.
Yeah, two games that Pierre won in their last at bat. First game, the 2-run double off of the bat of Jaden Wiebe, and Pierre Pierre ended up winning that game 2-1, and then the 1-0 extra inning walk-off victory off the infield single off of Bennett Dean, and so Brookings walked out of here, kind of smarting a little bit, and probably if they win one or certainly two of those games, I mean, it likely changes their seeding in the high school playoffs, potentially puts them into a host spot, maybe even jumps them up from 5 to 4, maybe even as high as 3, depending, and totally changes their perspective in terms of who they might have faced. And so you got to figure that's wearing on them, and I'm sure, like you said, coming in here just a month later, that's 2 games that are fresh in their mind.
And they will throw Jackson Krogman to begin this ball game against the Post State baseball team, as we'll see what he has. He did not throw against Post State. I believe it was in that doubleheader against we saw Bauer in that second game, but we did not see him because he had thrown just previously. So first chance for Post State to see Krogman for the first time since 2019. These two teams didn't play back in 2020 in the summer, and they had played in 2019 during the spring season. So it's been quite a while since we've seen this Brookings team other than what we saw in that doubleheader. But this is a good team, and for Post State, they've got to be ready to go here this afternoon and this evening because Brookings will be coming in looking to start off on a good note. They don't want to go 0-2 to start a season. Yeah,
and again, I mean, Pierre's going to have to bring their A game because this is a very, very top-notch Brookings team that's going to come into Hyde Stadium today. I mean, they throw the ball well. I mean, if we're going to talk a lot about the stats for these Brookings players throughout from the spring season. But if you look at these numbers, I mean, and remember, offensively they're playing with wood bats, so those numbers are probably going to be deflated a little bit. But as a team, they hit 295 as a team, 443 on base percentage. I mean, that's really good for a team to have an on base percentage of over 400. And so, I mean, what they do is they really grind at bats. 175 walks in 32 games for the Brookings Bandits in the spring season. That's 6 walks a game. I mean, so they're not afraid to go deep into counts. And I think what you see is that there's a lot of seniors on this team, a lot of veteran players, and when you step up and get that extra maturity, you're a little more patient at the plate. You're a little more willing to run that count a little deeper. And I think for Post State to be successful today, Brady Getz is going to have to get ahead early and just continue to dominate like we saw him do throughout most of the spring season.
As we are getting set for Pierre and Brookings, we will step aside for another 3 minutes, come back with more of the pregame show. You're listening to Post State Baseball on today's KCCR and today's KCCR.com.
Looking for your next new or used car, truck, or SUV? Then go no further than the comfort of your own home. Shop online at lambmotor.com. On lambmotor.com, you'll find the vehicles Lambs has in stock. You can schedule a test drive or your vehicle's next tune-up all online. New or used, shop for it all online, anywhere you are. Lamb Motor has the right vehicle for you. Lamb Motor in Oneida and online, lambmotor.com.
This is the life. Sitting here, sipping lemonade, basking in the warm sun, and admiring the beauty and the solitude of my very own landscape backyard. I wasn't sure, but I was so glad when I made the call to Andy at Dakota Sprinkler and Landscaping to finally have the work done. Calling Dakota Sprinkler and Landscaping was probably one of the best and the easiest decisions I've ever made.
Dakota Sprinkler and Landscaping, 280-4440. That's 280-4440.
Nystrom Electrical Contracting in Pierre has been providing professional sales, service, and installation since 1977. Whether you're starting from scratch, new construction, or you're upgrading your current system at your home, farm, or office, give the professionals at Nystrom Electrical Contracting a call. They've got a lot of bright ideas. Call Nystrom's today to schedule a free computer-generated estimate. The number is 224-8750, or visit their website at nystromelectric.com.
ATVs provide wonderful outdoor recreation, but they can also rapidly spread noxious weeds. An ATV can pick up noxious weeds in one area and spread them to the next area in which it is used. When you finish your ride, make sure your ATV is free of weeds and weed seeds. Cleaning your machine is important in stopping the spread of noxious weeds like leafy spurge. To find out how you can help prevent the spread of noxious weeds, call the South Dakota Department of Agriculture or your local county weed and pest supervisor.
As long as you have a local cooperative, you'll never farm alone. At CHS Midwest Cooperative, our team is your team, ready to help you make the decisions that are vital to your operation. From the seed, plant health, and marketing the grain, to fuel to keep you running, the feed to supplement your herds, and the financing programs to make it all possible. We're here for you. Give CHS Midwest Cooperative a call today and let us show you the value of the co-op. Local, loyal, and trusted for generations.
Service Master of Pierre. It's no secret we clean carpets professionally, but not many people know we clean furniture, kitchens, bathrooms, walls, floors, and windows. We also do fire and water restoration, plus construction cleanups. There's nothing we can't clean. Give Service Master a call at 224-9919. Service Master. The clean you expect, the service you deserve. Service Master, 224-9919.
As we welcome you back here to Hyde Stadium, as we are just about set, we'll go through the starting lineups here real quick. It'll be Henry Hamrick for Brookings Bandits, lead things off. He'll be playing center field. Then Cole Malum, the catcher, will bat second. Jackson Krogman, the pitcher, batting third. Jameson Honkop will be the first baseman, batting fourth. Jake Amon, the shortstop, will bat fifth. Daniel Meserly, the left fielder, bat sixth. Max Jeldon, the second baseman, batting seventh. It'll be Ashton Whitty, the third baseman, batting eighth, and Lincoln Harden will be the right fielder as he bats ninth. And again, Jackson Krogman on the mound for the Brookings Bandits. For Pierre Post State, it'll be Lincoln Keenholz to lead things off. He's a shortstop. Cade Hinkle will be behind the plate, batting second. Andy Gordon, the first baseman, batting third. McGuire Rasky will bat fourth, playing center field. Bennett Dean, the DH, will bat fifth. Jaden Wiebe, the third baseman, batting sixth. Elliott Life, the right fielder, batting seventh. Jack Merkwan, the left fielder, will bat eighth. And then Matt Hansen will be at second base, batting ninth. Brady Getz is on the mound to make his post-state debut for the Eights as they are taking the field and getting things warmed up. I believe maybe national anthem will be played in between Game 1 and Game 2. But as we are set for first pitch, Greg, Brady Getz, he was effective and was one of the best pitchers for Post State at the end of the season. And here looking to be the same way, start the season like he ended the spring season.
Yeah, and for Brady Getz, second team All-State nod this spring for the Governor baseball team through 27 and 2/3 innings over 8 appearances. He started 5 games, 4 wins, 2 losses. 39 strikeouts. That's kind of the eye-popping number, for a young man who spent most of his spring as a starter to come in and average about a strikeout and a half an inning is very impressive. And then you couple that with an ERA of 1.52 and a WHIP of 1.23, and so I think this post-8 team and Coach Brian White and Nathan Nas are expecting big things out of the rising senior Brady Getz.
And one of the few juniors going to be seniors for this post-8 to Pierre Governor team going into 2022, which is weird to say that we're going into 2022 next year. But Getz really, and again, he lost that season in 2020. Probably would have been a big part of that 2020 team, the way he's been throwing here, especially in the spring and going in this to the summer season. But that tells you how good he can be, and even with the canceled year, how good he can be for this post-8 team.
Yeah, and that's the thing is that what Brady does is he gets on the mound and when we've seen him pitch, he's been very efficient with his pitch count. I mean, I'll go back to that game back in Huron, probably one of the coldest games that you and I have sat through in our tenure as both announcers and fans watching high school baseball, and Brady goes out and just throws a 5-inning gem, 55 pitches, and just did exactly what he needed to do. Just get the defense off the field and bats back in their hand, and more importantly, get them into a warm dugout. So I'm excited about what the potential is for Brady Getz going forward in this program.
So Getz will step to the mound, step on the rubber. He is ready to go. Henry Hamrick is going to be on in the batter's box. We're ready for baseball here this evening. First pitch is going to be lined to the shortstop on a one-hop to Lincoln Keenels. He'll throw to first, and one pitch and one out to open up the ball game, as first pitch was right at 5 o'clock. As you're listening to KCCR Pierre, a Riverfront broadcasting station. No better way to get your first appearance going than a first pitch ground ball out, as it'll bring up now the catcher, Cole Malum.
91 degrees at first pitch today. Going to be a little toasty here until the sun drops below the horizon. So a great day to come out and watch baseball. Post 8 in their all green tops, black letters, black numbers. The new white pants that they debuted on Tuesday night, and then the all green caps with the black bills for the Brookings Bandits. Maroon tops, white letters, gray pants. Few of them have maroon stirrups to go with them, and then the all maroon caps.
As the first pitch to Malum was fouled back, and the 0-1 pitch is missed high for a ball, and it's now 1-1. Malum this spring went 1 for 6 against the Pierre Governors, had an RBI in the only run that they scored. He had the only RBI that Brookings scored in 2 games, as it's now 2-1 to the catcher Malum. He drove in Henry Hamrick, who went 2 for 4 in that game, and that 2-1 win for Pierre. It's hard to, there's not a whole lot of hits and definitely not a whole lot of RBIs to go around. There's only 3 guys between 2 teams that got RBIs in the 2 games between Pierre and Brookings, as the 2-1's fouled back, and it's now 2-2.
I think if I remember, and correct me if I'm wrong, but we went through an entire doubleheader, one game being extra innings, including the post game, in under 4 hours.
Yeah, we were off the air before 9 o'clock. I didn't even have to say the legal ID for the 9 o'clock hour. 2-2 pitch is down low and is now 3-2. And that game started at 5 o'clock. First game started at 5 o'clock, and we were off the air with a post game. And we even talked to Coach Steve Gray after the games were over. So it wasn't a real short post game either. And we're off the air before 9. 3-2 pitch right down the middle, and Malum can't pull the trigger. And the first strikeout of the ball game for Brady Getz. There's 2 away here in the top of the first.
Yeah, Malum probably looking for something off speed at 3-2, and Getz pulled the trigger and just threw a fastball right down the middle and just really crossed up Malum. And so good job. And again, I'll give credit on that strikeout not only to Getz but to Cade Hinkle. And first time Hinkle has likely caught Getz. So a little bit of interaction going back and forth here. But that's what helps about having a veteran catcher behind the plate.
0-1 pitch is a swing and a miss that goes off the umpire. Hinkle didn't make the catch. And it's now 0-2. That one will sting on a fastball that you're even though you got a chest protector on, that's still not going to feel good. Hinkle will go back to the mound to talk with Getz, as it counts now 0-2.
And again, just kind of a veteran move from Hinkle to understanding that the umpire needs a minute or two to kind of recollect himself, and so opportunity to go out and just check signals with Getz, even though Getz has looked good through the first 2 batters.
Here's the 0-2 pitch, a curveball that's in the dirt, blocked up by Hinkle, and the count's now 1-2. One that, as an umpire, as a home plate umpire, you're going to take a beating at some point, whether it's in a game or over the course of a season. Not in the first inning of a doubleheader. I guess you'll only be behind the plate for just 1 game, as it counts now 2-2. But at the top of the first inning with 2 outs, it's not usually when you want to get hit by a pitch at any point, and that one wasn't even fouled away off of anything. It was just flush right to his chest protector. As here's the now 2-2 pitch from Getz to Krogman. That one will miss low, and it's now 3-2. So from 0-2 to 3-2 now. A chance for Krogman to be the first base runner of the ball game for the Brookings Bandits.
Yeah, it looked like maybe Alan Goodman, the home plate umpire, was up kind of rubbing up around his left collarbone. So
3-2 pitch is missed upstairs, so it is a 2-out walk. And tough for Brady Getz to give up after he had it 0-2. So that'll bring up Jameson Honkamp, the first baseman. As Krogman, the pitcher, will run for himself. Honkamp, the lefty, the first lefty in the lineup here for the Brookings Bandits. Honkamp went 0 for 4 against Pierre back in those 2 games was played on April 23rd. Here's the first pitch from Getz to Honka. That one's taken for strike 1.
Yeah, Krogman, kind of like Cade Hinkle, just an on-base machine, especially during the spring. Drew that walk off of Brady Getz after being down 0-2, but had 27 walks in 31 games, 564 on-base percentage. So it's no real surprise that he found his way on at some point during that at-bat.
0-1 pitch is over on the outside edge. Is now 0-2. I don't know if Honka really liked that 0-1 call being a strike. Kind of kicked the dirt to the front of the batter's box, and a 5-6 step walk out of the left-handed batter's box. So now he has to dig in 0-2. Getz has got another guy 0-2. See if he can finish this one off. Got 1 strikeout so far in the inning. Runner on first with 2 away. Here at the top of the first, 0-2 pitch. And Honkamp will spoil it, foul it out away on the left side. And will remain at 0-2.
Yeah, we'll see what Brookings wants to do with Krogman. They've not made any indication that they want to put him in motion, but 0-2 or if the count goes 1-2, those would be good counts to probably try to start Krogman. We'll see what the Brookings coaching staff wants to do right here.
Here comes the 0-2 pitch again. There's a ground ball up the middle. It'll be fielded by Hansen at second to go the short way. They'll flip to second with Lincoln Keenel as the shortstop covering to retire the side, and that will end the top of the first. No runs on no hits, no errors, and 1 man left on base. After half an inning, we have no score as we head to the bottom of the first between Pierre and Brookings. You're listening to Post-State Baseball on today's KCCR and today's KCCR.com.
At Shane's Pharmacy, your health care is important, and Shane wants to be the pharmacist to take care of you. Shane's Pharmacy will make sure your prescriptions are filled in a timely manner. They'll answer your questions, and they'll even deliver to your home or office. Call 223-9200. Shane's Pharmacy is the pharmacy you know and trust. That number again is 223-9200. Shane's Pharmacy in Fort Pierre, proud to support high school athletics.
Comtech in Pierre invites you to come out and check out their expansive showroom. It's filled with everything you need to thrive in today's technology-dependent world and a knowledgeable staff to guide you through. Comtech has TVs, computers, personal electronics to commercial electronics, anything to fit your technology needs. The experienced professionals at Comtech can guide you through any questions you may have. Whether you struggle with technology or live for it, Comtech can help you find exactly what you're looking for. Comtech will even install and service what they sell, so you don't have to worry once you get your products home. Comtech, located at 1601 North Lowell Avenue behind Walmart. Check them out online at comtechplus.com.
As we head to the bottom of the first inning, as we go through the post-states lineup for you, Lincoln Keenels will lead things off. He's playing shortstop. He'll be followed by Cade Hinkle, the catcher, batting second. Andy Gordon will bat third and play first base. It is McGuire Rasky, the center fielder, in the cleanup spot. Bennett Dean, the DH, batting fifth. Jaden Wiebe, the third baseman, batting sixth. Elliott Life will bat seventh to play right field. Jack Merkwan, the left fielder, bat eighth. And Matt Hansen will be the number 9 hitter and the second baseman here in Game 1 for Post-State. They go against Jackson Krogman, who they did not see in the springtime, but Krogman last year for the Brookings Bandits had 20 2/3 innings pitched. He went 2-3 as his record, a 4.74 ERA and a 2.03 WHIP for the summer of 2020 for the Brookings Bandits, as he'll feel and to see this Post-State lineup and deal with the Lincoln Keenels to lead things off here in the bottom of the first inning. Beautiful, beautiful day. Beautiful evening here at Post-State, at Hyatt Stadium for Post-State baseball. A little bit on the warm side, though, Greg. And you said 91 at first pitch. It's going to be one of a hot one today and a warm one on Sunday as well.
Yeah, 1 o'clock Sunday start for Post-State. That will be, I think, last I saw, Saturday is going to be the warmest day of this stretch, but Sunday is not going to be a whole lot cooler. I think they're talking right around 100 on Saturday, and then Sunday being about 96.
Oh, really? I'd say the last time I saw, I think it was going to be still about 88 on Sunday. But first pitch missed for ball one. Looks like 90 degrees on Sunday. And it's now 1-1 to Lincoln Keenels. Still going to be warm, just like it is right now at 91 degrees.
Yeah, I've got a forecast of 101 tomorrow and 106 on Saturday.
Boy, oh boy. as Keenels will swing and miss. It's now 1-2. There's not many times where we say that we are happy to not have baseball. Saturday might be that day just because it might be just a little bit too hot. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Keenels grounds it down the third base line. That's fair for a base hit, and that's past the third baseman. Keenels will round first. He'll head to second. It got past the left fielder Meserly, and now heading to third will be Keenels. He'll be standing on third base to open up the bottom of the first inning. Meserly didn't take the right route to it. Might have skipped underneath the glove or over the glove, and Keenels makes his way to third base to open up here in the bottom of the first.
Yeah, and a ball that and give Lincoln Keenholz a lot of credit on that play. Just a hard ground ball right down the third base line, right underneath the glove of Woody, and then like you said, Meserly just didn't take the best route. Kind of came at the ball instead of kind of going to where he thought the ball was going to be, and then it skipped under his glove, and by the time that he was able to track it down in the left field corner, Lincoln Keenholz sliding into third safely.
Cade Hinkle will swing and miss to the first pitch. We scored a double and an error for Keenels and then charged out to Meserly. As Krogman will continue to work from the windup. The 0-1 pitch on the outside edge doesn't get the call, and the count's now even at a ball and a strike. The ball got through and goes into center field, and Keenels will come in to score, and Pierre leads at 1-0. A bad throw from the catcher Malum, and it's going to be an air charge to Malum, and it's a 1-0 lead here for Post State. That's not how you want, if you're Brookings, that's not how you want to start a ball game.
Well, it's reflective of how Pierre started the game against Renner the other night. 2 errors on the first 2 batters. And again, I think that is somewhat due to the fact that you've had a long layoff, and a longer layoff than what either one of these teams has been used to over the last 8 to 9 weeks. And so 2 errors on the first 2 plays for the Bandits.
So now here's the 1-2 pitch upcoming to Cade Hinkle as the 1-1 was taken for a strike. Hinkle will get a piece of it, ground it back to the pitcher Krogman. He'll throw on the run, and the first base will make the catch. And that will retire the Cade Hinkle with 1 down here in the bottom of the first inning to bring up Andy Gordon.
Yeah, just a nubber right back to Krogman, and for a second, Krogman had to go to his right and come off the mound to field the ball, and took a couple steps. Actually looked like he was thinking about underhanding that ball to Honkamp at first base, and that would have been one of the longest underhanded flips I probably would have ever seen as a baseball fan, and then decided the better of it and tossed it overhand softly for the first out of the inning.
First 2 pitches to Andy Gordon will miss, and it's 2-0 from Krogman to Gordon. Gordon opened up the year. He is batting .429 as the 2-0 pitch. There's a ground ball left side. That's through past the diving shortstop and Amon. And it will be a base hit for Andy Gordon. And there's now 1 on and 1 out to bring up McGuire Rasky, second hit of the inning for Post State. Go around the horn defensively for the Brookings Bandits. It'll be Meserly, Daniel Meserly, the center field or left fielder, Henry Hamrick, the center fielder, Lincoln Hart, the right fielder, Ashton Whitty at third, is Jake Amon at short, Max Gilden at second, Jamison Honkamp at first, and the catcher behind the plate, Cole Malum. The first pitch taken to McGuire Rasky is for strike 1 from Jackson Krogman, the starting pitcher here in Game 1.
Krogman during the spring, 17 innings on 4 appearances, all starts, 2 wins, no losses, 19 strikeouts to go with 12 walks on the spring for Krogman, 2.88 ERA, and a whip of 1.71, driven up a little bit by the fact that those 12 walks, probably a little high for 17 innings.
The 0-1 pitch was taken outside and is now 1-1. Pickoff attempt, that'll go off the first baseman's mitt, and to second base will be Gordon, the 3rd error of the inning. That is charged to Brookings, and that'll be a 3rd different error. This will be charged to the pitcher in Krogman. So now a runner on second with 1 down, and the count is 1-1. So 3 errors so far in the inning here for the Brookings Bandits. Krogman will come set from the stretch. Here is now the 1-1 pitch to McGuire Rasky with a runner in scoring position. Taken high and outside, and it's now 2-1. Well, Brookings not doing themselves any favors right now, but they're still only, even with 3 errors, there's still only one run on the board, and they can still get out of this with limited damage. Here's a ground ball on the left side. That's going to be through for a base hit. Andy Gordon will round third. He's going to try and score. The throw coming to the plate. It's up the line. A single and turning into a advancing on the throw for McGuire Raskey, and it's a 2-0 lead in the RBI single for McGuire Raskey. His third RBI of the season already.
Yeah, a ball that Raskey, again, goes the other way with, just out of the reach of Eamon, the shortstop, and Meserly comes up throwing on a ball that kind of died on the outfield grass, just kind of up the third base line. Gordon scored easily. Malem cut the throw off, strong throw to second base, and Jeldon just not able to get the tag on McGuire Raskey before he slid on the outfield side of second base to evade the tag, and the runner and Post State has another runner in scoring position to keep this first inning going.
First pitch to Bennett Dean is swing and a miss, as still another runner in scoring position. That is McGuire Raskey. The 0-1 pitch from Krogman to Dean. On the outside and not taken for a strike. It's now 1-1. Now, McGuire Raskey drove in those 2 runs on those 2 hits in Game 2 of the day on Tuesday against Rapid City Central. And he picked up an RBI single here. 3 runs driven in already on the season for Raskey, as that one's grounded found on the first baseline, and is now 1-2 to Bennett Dean.
Yeah, Krogman, a very familiar name if you follow Brookings athletics. Number of that family going back a couple of generations has been very successful over in Brookings and at SDSU over time. So Jackson just the latest in the lineage to come through that school.
Here's the 1-2 pitch. Dean swings and misses, and there's now 2 down in the bottom of the first, and that'll bring up Jaden Wiebe trying to drive in that 3rd run of the inning. Raskey on at second base. Jaden Wiebe comes for the first time to the plate. 2 away. Here in the bottom of the first. 2-0 lead on 3 hits so far in the inning for Post State, but also 3 errors committed by the Bandits. Here's the first pitch to Wiebe. That one will miss low for ball 1.
Yeah, you'd really like to find a way to get Raskey home from second base. You don't want to leave runners in scoring position when you have that opportunity. And really, if you can put a 3 spot on the board here in the first inning, that's a big statement against a good club like Brookings.
1-0 pitch will miss low, and is now 2-0 to Wiebe. Wiebe went 1 for 5 over the course of those 2 games on Tuesday. The 2-0 pitch. Wiebe will skide out towards right field. Coming in will be Harden. Into foul territory. Dives, but he can't make the catch. But it was a foul ball. So it just goes down as a long strike, and it's now 2-1. Good effort there by Harden, the right fielder, but just couldn't make the grab. And keeps the inning alive.
Yeah, a ball that Harden had to come a long way for, pretty much playing straight up medium depth in right field, and a ball that just landed about a half a dozen feet foul, and Harden dove at the last second, just out of the reach of his glove, and the count goes 2-1 on Wiebe.
And here comes now the 2-1 pitch. There's a line shot. That's through for a base hit. And Raskey will get the sign to go. The throw coming to the plate is cut off by the first baseman. Couldn't handle it cleanly, did Honkamp. And it will drop in for an RBI single for Jaden Wiebe. A 3-0 lead here for Post State in the bottom of the first.
Again, just a ball kind of similar to Raskey's RBI single going the other way. Just a ball that Wiebe hit a strong line drive through the hole on the right side, and Harden came up throwing, but Honkamp cut it off, wasn't able to glove it, and Raskey scores standing up, and Post State stretches this lead out to 3-0 here in the bottom of the first.
And that'll bring up Elliott Life, the right fielder, with 2 away here in the first inning. 7th man to come to the plate for Post State, as Krogman will continue to labor through this first inning. First pitch from Krogman to Life. That one's upstairs, outside, and it's 1-0 to the right fielder.
And Pierre has already put on the board as many runs in the bottom of the first inning as they did over 15 innings versus this virtually same Brookings club a month ago.
The 1-0 pitch will bounce in, and it's 2-0. Good stop by Malin behind the plate. That's much different already. It took 1 inning to be different than what we saw, have as many runs score We had 4 runs in total of those 2 games scored. So we have 3 of the 4 runs already home. As Elliott Leifel float out to left field, and backpedaling will be Meserly to make the catch in the left center field gap, and that will retire the side here in the bottom of the first. 3-run score on 4 hits in the inning, 3 errors, and 1 man left on base. Pierre has a 3-0 lead over Brookings after 1 inning. Listening to Post 8 Baseball on today's KCCR and today's KCCR.com.
South Dakota didn't always have a capital, or even a permanent settlement for that matter. There wasn't always a river city on the Missouri River. And before First Dakota filed the first charter in 1872, there wasn't always a bank in South Dakota. Every timeless institution, tradition, and thriving business was started somewhere by someone who had a dream and the passion to make it happen first. What will be your South Dakota first? Visit firstdakota.com/first. Member FDIC.
Do you need the Pierre Governor apparel for the big game? Or how about Stanley County apparel or Post 8 apparel? All-around graphics in Pierre is your place to go. Not only can you get your apparel, but they also do screen printing, jerseys, awards, and trophies. And did you know they can print and customize your signs? All-around graphics can do it all. Located at 819 North Euclid Avenue, or call 224-4677. All-around graphics in Pierre, your one-stop shop.
5, 6, and 7 due up here for Brookings as we head to the top of the second. John Winkler alongside Greg Dean as we have a 3-0 lead for Post 8. Brady Getz had a strikeout and 2 groundouts in that first inning. Jake Amon, Daniel Meserly, and Max Gelden be the first 3 hitters for Brookings. 3 errors in that bottom of the first inning for the Bandits. And we've say it all the time, and every good team does it. You got to take advantage of those errors and mistakes that a team will allow you to have as the first pitch is fouled back, and it'll get out of play. And it's 0-1 to Jake Amon. And Post 8 did take advantage of it in the first inning. Those 3 errors, all 3 of those runs came. Well, one happened on 2 different, on the same batter with Lincoln Keenels, and then a throw into center field allowed him to score. As the 0-1 is taken for a strike, and it's now 0-2. But they took advantage of it. They did not allow Brookings to skid by with 3 errors and not a whole lot of runs to come away with it. 0-2 pitches upstairs is now 1-2. If you have, really the rule probably is you probably want to score a run for every error that's given to you. And Pierre did that in that first inning. 1-2 pitches upstairs and it's now 2-2.
Yeah, I think that's a key deal. I mean, and the other night against Renner, Pierre gave up 8 walks, 4 errors, 3 of them resulted in base runners, and then a hit batter. So 12 free passes. Even though the hits ended up being almost identical for Pierre and Renner, those 12 free passes ended up in the 5-run differential. Renner winning game 1, 6-1 over Pierre.
As the 2-2 pitch is fouled out of play. We'll do it again at 2-2, and here is that 2-2 pitch. On a curveball that's up the middle, past the diving shortstop and Keenels into center field. And the first hit of the ball game for the Bandits comes away by Jake Amon to lead off the top of the second. Well, that was an off-speed pitch that Amon got the foot down quickly, but you're always told keep the hands back. Don't start lunging at a ball at any point. The hands don't stay back. There's no way you can hit it. And Amon showed his strength to at least get the ball up the middle for a base hit. As it'll bring up Daniel Meserly, the left fielder. First pitch from gets to Meserly. That one will miss low for ball 1.
Meserly, a new addition to this Bandit squad, was not a member of the Bobcat squad in the spring. So it's our first opportunity to get a look at the left-handed hitting left fielder.
Here's the 1-0 pitch. That one's taken for strike 1, and the count is even at a ball and a strike to Meserly. He hit .235 last summer for Brookings. 14 runs driven in, just 4 extra base hits over the 2020 season. A strikeout to walk ratio of 1-1. 10 strikeouts, 10 walks over the course of that season. Here's a 1-1 pitch. That one is fouled out of play over onto Capitol Avenue as a car is driving by. and just misses. That one nearly hit that hood of that car that was driving by.
That'll wake you up.
I was going to say, one that drops in front of you, you're going, oh, my good, what was it? You probably don't even realize the game's going on as you're driving by, and all of a sudden, or you're looking over at the game driving by, and then all of a sudden it drops right in front of you. You don't even realize the ball is hit foul. 1-2 pitch. That one is popped foul again, and that will land in side of Hyde Stadium, but we'll do it again at 1-2.
I came upon an accident a number of years ago as I was driving home from high school, and a friend of mine had lost the rear tire off of his car, went bouncing down the road, and hit the oncoming car right between the windshield and the roof. I mean, so think about that. Think about that rush of adrenaline when you see a tire bouncing right down the road at you.
There's a 1-2 pitch that's lined right to Elliott Life out in right field, and the first man retired here at the top of the second inning. I'd rather not really think about that one. There's not, well, I will say, too, of course, everybody goes through it with having an accident with a deer. When I was coming back, I guess it was Thanksgiving, deer jumped out in front of the road, and I mean, I slammed on the brakes, didn't swerve. You're told not to swerve, just keep driving, but I slammed on the brakes, and I saw the back leg of the deer go right in front. I mean, it was probably an inch away from my right headlight, my passenger headlight, and just barely missed it.
Yep.
Oh, man. Talk about it, then, my fingers were numb for the next 20 minutes. They were tingling around because I was just bracing myself to hit that deer, as the first pitch to Jeldon is missed for ball one. I was happy I didn't hit it, but I was a little sore the next day by tensing myself up for it. Here's the 1-0 pitch, and Jeldon will sky that one out of play and back to Capitol Avenue again.
Yeah, I think if you live in this state long enough, everybody's going to have a deer strike story. My favorite was we were coming back to Pierre one night when the boys were young and hit a deer about 30 miles out of town, and because the deer just came flying out of the ditch, and we hit him square, and he flipped up, over into the north ditch, and from the back seat after Jill and I kind of looked at each other and just kind of gave each other the "Are you okay?" glance. From the back seat, I hear, "That was cool."
Oh man, that's
only in the mind of a 6-year-old.
I was going to say that's cool because you don't have to worry about any kind of payment that goes with it.
Exactly.
No insurance to that.
Exactly.
2-1 pitch that was misses. Now 3-1, and of course everybody was okay, which makes and it's a story that is funny now. Maybe not so much funny back then.
Yeah, it was. Like I said, it was one of those deals where we looked at each other, everybody was fine, and then like you said, at the time I didn't get quite as big a smile out of it as I do now, but it now I can look back and chuckle on that one.
The 3-1 pitch is outside, and it's going to be taken for ball 4 as Max Jeldon will be at first, and it's first and second here with one down, and we're going to bring up Ashton Whitty, the third baseman. We'll see if it's a 3-0 ball game, so you would think that Ashton Whitty would be swinging away. But you never know with one down. Lincoln Harden, the number 9 hitter on deck, you would assume that he'll be swinging away, but you're not entirely sure. Here's the first pitch to Whitty. It's upstairs for ball 1.
Ashton Whitty on the spring for the Bobcats. 15 games out of the 32 that they played. 6 hits and 28 trips, .214 batting average, 8 runs driven in and 7 scored.
Here's the 1-0 pitch. Upstairs, and it's now 2-0. Guess struggling to find the strike zone right now. In the springtime, Getz had just 13 walks. He hit 4 guys compared to 39 strikeouts for the Governors. Here's the 2-0 pitch. That one's also upstairs, and it's now 3-0. Release point just a little bit, release a little bit too high. All those pitches are coming in a little bit too high.
Yeah, and probably the adrenaline pumping a little bit. First time Brady's been on the hill in about 2 weeks, so it probably just needs to find that rhythm.
There's a 3-0 pitch that is right down the middle. It's now 3-1. 3-0 lead here for Post State in the top of the second. 2 on, 1 out. A 3-1 count here to the number 8 hitter, Ashton Whitty. From the stretch, Getz will deliver the 3-1 pitch. Comes inside, but is taken for a strike and is now 3-2. Whitty thought he had ball 4. He moved away from it like he was about to get hit, but now have to dig back in. He's almost in that back corner, nearly crowding the plate. Here's the 3-2 pitch from Getz to Whitty. That one's on the outside, but that one will be taken for ball 4. And it's back-to-back walks, and the bases are now loaded here for Lincoln Harden.
And again, the free passes, I think that's got to be a point of emphasis going forward for Post 8. Walks were probably higher than what you'd like to see in the doubleheader split the other night against Renner and Rapid City Post 22, and after a relatively clean inning, I think the third walk of the day already for Brady Getz, and we're only through an inning and a third.
First pitch is upstairs for ball 1. That was the third walk that was issued by Getz, and he's got nowhere to put Harden. He's trying to find the strike zone here. Count is 1-0 here to Lincoln Harden.
Harden in the spring, .310 average, 13 hits and 42 at-bats.
1-0 pitch. That one is over, and it's now 1-1. A big spot here for Brookings. After giving up that 3 spot in the top of the first, in the bottom of the first, they can score some runs here in the top of the second to quickly erase the lead that Post 8 has. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Everyone's fouled back and is now 1-2. Goes a big pitch here for Brady Getz. If he can get Harden here, then he turns into forcing a ground ball anywhere to get out of the inning. He is a ground ball right now away from out of the inning with just 1 out. Ground ball right back to Getz would be good. Start a 1-2-3 double play to get you out of this inning. Here's a 1-2 pitch from Getz. That one's fouled back. He'll get out of play. Do it again at 1-2.
Harden has a little bit of pop in his bat. 6 doubles, and 6 of his 13 hits were doubles in the spring season. Has 13 RBIs and just 42 at-bats and scored 17 times. And again, a good eye at the plate, 15 walks in those 42 at-bats. So again, this Brookings team isn't afraid to grind at bats.
1-2 pitch is upstairs. It is now 2-2. And again, on deck is Henry Hamrick, the leadoff man in the order for the for the Bandits, who changed their colors from red to maroon from high school to Legion. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Upstairs is now 3-2. And so now Getz has got to find a way to throw a strike. Don't want to walk in that first run of the game for Brookings.
And again, when he's missed, he's typically been high. And again, that's just a little bit of an adjustment in the release point. He's got to bring it down just a shade.
So here is the 3-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. The big strikeouts of Lincoln Harden, and there's now 2 down. And that'll bring up Henry Hamrick, the top of the order. And Getz can get a ground ball anywhere to get out of this inning. Don't have to turn 2. Don't have to be a certain base to go to either. Just get a ground ball, get you out of the inning, or pop up. First pitch from Getz to Hamrick. That one will bounce in. Good block by Hinkle. Keeps it in front. That's 1-0. Hamrick grounded out to Keenels to lead off the ball game on the first pitch of the game. Over at shortstop is Jack Merkwad out in left, McGuire Rasky in center, and Elliott Life in right. Jaden Wiebe at third, Lincoln Keenels at short, Matt Hansen at second, Andy Gordon at first, Cade Hinkle behind the plate. As a 1-0 pitch by Brady Getz is cued off the end of the bat and spun foul towards the first base dugout, and it's now 1-1. Just a little bit ahead on that swing.
Yep, just a little bit ahead. And again, be nice to see Brady get out of this inning and get out of here with the bases loaded.
1-1 pitch is well upstairs. It is now 2-1. Getz kind of cruised through that first inning, especially having 2 ground ball outs. But he's labored here in the top of the second. 2-1 pitch. Outside, and it's now 3-1. And again, Getz now has to come to the strike zone, but it's a good hitter's count for Hamrick.
Yeah, and again, goes back to what we talked about earlier. I mean, 3 walks already for Getz, and this Brookings team not afraid to grind at bats.
3-1 pitch is in the dirt, and it's a walk, and a run will come in to score. And it's now a 3-1 ball game. So an RBI will be credited to Hamrick getting that walk, and it'll bring up Cole Malum, the catcher. And Kate Hinkle will make his way out to talk with the starter, Brady Getz.
Yeah, and I think this is a good move by Hinkle, kind of a veteran move, just to go out and settle down Getz. Like you said, Getz in his first varsity start for Post 8. He, maybe feeling a little bit of butterflies. Did a nice job cruising through that first inning and just, running into a little bit of trouble. If he can get out of here get out of a bases loaded 1-out jab and only give up 1 run, that'll be a big deal. Big deal for the rising senior.
So now here is Malum, who struck out looking in his first at-bat. Here's the first pitch. And one will bounce in. Another good block by Hinkle. And it's a 1-0. So 4 walks have been issued in the inning. 3 walks have issued in the inning. 4 so far in the ball game. A leadoff single by Amon. He came around to score with that RBI walk to Hamrick. And now it's 2-0, as that one was upstairs to Cole Malum.
Infield playing back in the middle. Andy Gordon playing back behind the Hamrick, the runner at first. Jaden Wiebe even with the bag at third.
Here's now the 2-0 pitch. That one is at the knees and is taken for a strike and is now 2-1.
Outfield playing about medium deep all the way around, medium deep and straight up.
Guess continues to work from the windup. Now here's the 2-1 pitch to Malum. That one is on the outside edge and is now 2-2, and Malum's got to battle up as we do have some action in the bullpen down the right field line, as it's going to be Bennett Dean that's going to be loosening up for Post 8. He's a DH in the ball game. So now here comes the 2-2 pitch. After a couple of shakes away from the one that Hinkle is putting down a couple numbers. Getz was shaking him off when he picked the right or won the right pitch, but he ended up bouncing it in. So the count's now 3-2, and everybody will get a head start with 3-2 and 2 outs here in the top of the second.
Base hit from Malum. Likely scores 2, almost certainly scores 2. Anything into the gap likely scores 3.
Now here's the 3-2 pitch. There's a line shot in the right field. That one's going to one-hop and get past Elliott Life. So all 3 runs are going to come in to score. Malum's going to end up at second, and Brookings has taken a 4-3 lead. Boy, and Elliott Life comes up cleanly. I don't even know if he's going to get the runner out from first base in Hamrick. He was flying around the bases. He was on third base by the time the ball almost dropped in front of Elliott Life. So a 3 RBI single for Malum, and it's a 4-3 lead now for Brookings.
Yeah, Hamrick got a really big jump coming off of first base. Getz coming out of the full windup. So Malum was 3/4 of the way to second base before Getz even delivered that pitch. And when the ball got away from Life, it was almost like he was standing on second base to start with, and actually scored fairly easily.
So it'll be a single that's going to be charged or going to be issued for Malum. He gets 3 RBIs as the 0-1 pitch is over and is now 0-2 to Jackson Krogman, who can help himself out, who will have a brand new start on the mound. He's going to have a lead going out to the mound in the bottom of the second after 3 errors were issued in the bottom of the first. So now here's the 0-2 pitch. Boy, that just barely misses on the outside corner, trying to paint the corner. And it's now 1-2.
Yeah, and when Getz is effective, he really gets that slider moving, and he's able to really get balls that dive into the bottom of the strike zone.
0-2 pitch, or 1-2 pitch is fouled back. And we will do it again here at 1-2.
And so far we haven't really seen a lot of that off-speed stuff today. I mean, he's really just had a little bit of a challenge spotting that fastball right now.
And sometimes when you have trouble spotting a fastball, you see guys go to the off-speed just to try and get the feel of throwing a strike. 1-2 pitch. That one is missed high and inside, and is now 2-2. You see a lot of guys, sometimes they get a 3-0 count after a walk previously, and especially the major leagues. You see a guy throw a 3-0 curveball to just dive in for a strike just to get that feel back when they can't throw a fastball for a strike. Here's 2-2 pitch. That is upstairs, and it's now 3-2. That's the 8th batter to come to the plate. Just 2 hits in the inning so far for Brookings, but they scored 4 times. They lead at 4-3 here in the top of the second. 3-2 pitch. Another walk. Missed high, and is now first and second here with 2 away. And that'll bring up Jamison Honkamp, who grounded out to end the top of the first. And Coach Brian White will make his way out, and we'll see if the change will be made or if it's just a mound visit to try and calm down Getz. He's going to back everybody away. It's going to be just Hinkle, White, and Getz to talk to here on the mound.
Yeah, so that likely means that this is going to be just a mound visit to try and give Brady something to think about. Just kind of a mental health check, if you want to call it that, just to kind of calm him down and probably get some info from Hinkle to say, where's he missing? What do you think's going on here? And so trying to put everything together. But Getz came into this inning with just 17 pitches thrown in that first inning. Right now he's all the way up to 64, so 47 pitches in this second inning, and he still has yet to get out of this inning with 2 outs on the board and a runner on first and second.
This is the 9th man to come to the plate. It is Jamison Honkamp, who is 0 for 1. Honkamp grounded out to second baseman Hansen, who flipped it the short way to second. Here's the first pitch. And Honkamp will sky this out to right field. Elliott Life going back. He will turn and watch it get out for a 3-run homer for Jamison Honkamp. And it is a 7-3 lead as the first man to come to the plate, Malum, missed home plate at first, but ended up touching home plate. And Honkamp will have his first of the year. And it is a 7-3 lead now for the Brookings Bandits here in the top of the second.
Yeah, and that has livened up the Brookings dugout, and rightfully so. I mean, again, we talked about that they probably came into Hyde Stadium still smarting off of that doubleheader sweep that the Governors put on them a little over a month ago, and so if they can take a little revenge, you got to think that that's probably what they came out here to do today, and they put a 7th spot on the board here in the second.
Lincoln Keno's in the hole at short. He throws it wide of Andy Gordon, who tried to stretch and couldn't come up with the throw. And to second base will be Jake Amon. And the error will be charged to Lincoln Keno's, and the inning will continue. Second error of the inning for Post State. And so Amon's been on base both times he's come to the plate here in the second.
As we look at the Governor or the Post State pitching staff there, I did it too.
Yeah.
Call them the Governors.
We won't. We'll get through it about end of June that we won't call them the Governors anymore.
Probably. As we look at the arms available today for Post State, everybody on the roster is available with the exception of Jack Van Camp and Elliott Life, who went over the allotted pitch counts to come back and throw today. Both the starters on Tuesday, Van Camp with 92 pitches, Life with 103, but everybody else is available today.
First pitch to Daniel Meserly is taken for strike one. He flew out to the right fielder, Elliott Life, in his first at-bat. That was in this top of the second inning. He'll ground that one to the second baseman, Hansen. And the throw to first is a low one, but picked out by Andy Gordon to finally put an end to the inning. But not before 7 runs coming to score for the Brookings Bandits. On 3 hits in the inning, there were 2 errors and 1 man left on base. New ball game as we head to the bottom of the second. It is a 7-3 lead for the Brookings Bandits. Back in a minute, you're listening to Post State Baseball on today's KCCR and today's KCCR.com. KCCR.com.
Agtegra in Highmore. We pride ourselves on providing our customers with reliable markets, superior services, and quality products. From corn and soybeans to spring and winter wheat, you can trust Agtegra in Highmore with all your grain handling needs. It's all about helping you achieve the best harvest possible. Call Agtegra of Highmore today at 605-846-1379. That's 605-846-1379.
Are you building a new home or remodeling the old? Adding a fireplace can make a house a home. Olson Plumbing in Pierre carries a full line of Heat-A-Later fireplaces. Whether your taste is traditional or contemporary, Olson Plumbing has a great selection of Heat-A-Later fireplaces that will fit any style. Whether you're building new or updating, call Olson Plumbing. Heat-A-Later Fireplaces, the first name in fireplaces. Olson Plumbing in Pierre is your source for the industry's largest selection of indoor-outdoor fireplaces, either gas or wood, and outdoor fire pits. Stop by their showroom at 2803 East Wells or give them a call, 224-6436.
As we welcome you back, bottom of the second inning, it is a 7-3 lead here for Brookings. 7 runs scored in that top of the second. And the biggest was that 3-run homer by Jamison Honkamp that gives Post State now a 4-run deficit and 4 runs to try and work back after having a 3-0 lead after the bottom of the first. As they'll deal with 8, 9, and 1 will Jackson Krogman and Brookings. Jack Merquand, Matt Hansen, and Lincoln Keenels be the first 3 hitters.
And for Brookings right now, after putting that 7th spot on the board in the top of the second, those 3 runs and 3 errors are a long forgotten memory. I mean, this is a brand new game. You said it back in the top of the second, and so for Jackson Krogman right now, his mission for Brookings is to just go out and throw strikes and basically challenge the Post 8 hitters.
The first pitch to Jack Merquand was missed for ball 1. He swings and misses, and it's now 1-1. Here to the left fielder. Merquand played in game number 1 of that doubleheader. He is still looking for his first hit for Post State. Went 0 for 3 as it's now 2-1 to Merquand. That one missed low in the dirt. First of a doubleheader here this evening. 2-1 pitch. That one is at the knees as now 2-2.
Merquand, one of the dual sport athletes during the spring, coupled his Governor baseball career with running track, running hurdles for the Governor track team.
2-2 pitch is grounded up the middle to the shortstop Amon. He'll throw to first to retire Merquand to lead off here the bottom of the second. And that'll bring up Matt Hansen.
Amon almost took a little bit too much time with that throw to first. Kind of was looking to rely on his arm strength, and he does have good arm strength, but made that a lot closer play. Merquand's got good speed going down the base paths.
He's he finished 7th in the hurdles in state. There's a reason why he's finished 7th. He's a quick man. That one's grounded to the first baseman Honkamp. He'll backhand or underhand flip it to Krogman covering, and there's 2 quickly down here in the bottom of the second to bring up Lincoln Keenels. Keenels doubled, got to third base on the air that's charged to the left fielder Meserly as he couldn't quite come up with a ball that was hit towards down the left field line. Meserly didn't take the right route to get it, and he may not have gotten to it anyway, but could have been a triple for Keenels. Instead, he got a double and charged with an error. Keenels came around to score on the throwing error back to the mound from the catcher, and Keenels was now 2 for 2 as he lines the first pitch right back up the middle into center field for a 2-out single.
Post 8 jumping on a lot of first pitch strikes from Jackson Krogman. Matt Hansen with the ground out to Honkamp, and then first pitch hitting is Keenholz. Drove one right back up the middle, and so the Governor's Post State has a base runner with 2 outs here in the bottom of the second.
Here's now Cade Hinkle, who is 0 for 1. He grounded back to the pitcher. Pickoff attempts and back in safely is Keenels. Hinkle's 0 for 1. The top 4 hitters went 3 for 4 in that first inning, a double and 2 singles. That was Andy Gordon, McGuire, Rasky. Those would be the next 2 guys to the plate if Hinkle is able to reach base. Here's the first pitch. Hinkle will pop it up on the left side. It's hooking foul, Actually, it will land fair, and Lincoln Keenels will make his way over to third base with a 2-out single. And it looked like it was hook and found maybe in the last second. There's not much wind, but that thing just dropped inches away from the line. But it was in fair territory, so it extends the inning now to Andy Gordon.
Yeah, and a ball that lands out in no man's land, out in short left field, right on the line. Left fielder Meserly coming in. Whitty from third, Eamon from short, all giving chase, and Lincoln Keenholz with the heads-up play, realizing that nobody's on the bag, able to get all the way from first to third on that bloop single from Hinkle.
Here's now the man that led the Governor's spring team in RBIs with a runner on third base. It's Andy Gordon. First pitch to him is upstairs for ball one. We'll see if maybe Hinkle will be in motion here in this at-bat with Gordon at the plate. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Gordon will sky it out of play on the right side. The only thing is, too, is if Hinkle's going to steal, he's got to be safe at second if they throw it over there. But you got to make sure of it because you don't want to take the bat out of Andy Gordon's hand with a runner in scoring position here, down by 4 in the bottom of the second inning.
Yeah, I don't think he goes in motion here with the middle of your lineup right here and 2 outs. If there was 1 out, I think that's a different story.
Here's the 1-1 pitch. Gordon will take strike 2, and the count is now at a ball and 2 strikes. Gordon singled in his first at-bat. Coach White yelling out the numbers for their sign. See if maybe putting Hinkle with a steal. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Not running. And Gordon will swing and miss and strike out to end the bottom of the second. So 2 hits with 2 outs. Don't come around to score. No runs, 2 hits, no errors, and 2 men left on base. We head to the top of the third. It is a 7-3 lead for Brookings. You're listening to Post-8 Baseball, today's KCCR and today's KCCR.com.
Ferding Electric has a long history of doing electrical work the right way. Economical service, professional work, and customer satisfaction is why they can say that. Ferding Electric can do residential, farm, and commercial projects. Doesn't matter if they are charged with new construction or a remodel project, they get it conducted. Contact the staff at Ferding Electric at 224-8684. They can light a spark into your next project. Ferding Electric, 224-8684.
Are you driving a 2014 or newer vehicle? Are there less than 100,000 miles on it? Gateway Ford Lincoln Toyota in Pierre is prepared to give you top dollar. Again, if your ride is 2014 or newer with less than 100,000 miles, Gateway Ford Lincoln Toyota will give you top dollar for it right now. Trade it in or sell it to us. Doesn't matter. Your vehicle has never been worth more than it is right now. Stop in at 518 East Sioux Avenue in Pierre. Call 605-224-7378 and visit gatewayflt.com.
Top of the third inning, it is a 7-3 lead here for Brookings as they will deal with 7, 8, and 9. Max Jeldon, Ashton Whitty, and Lincoln Harden. And 11 guys come to the plate in the top of the second. They scored 7 times to take a 7-3 lead. 7 runs, 3 hits, 3 errors for Brookings. 3 runs, 6 hits, and 2 errors for Post-8. That line score is all sorts of all over the place. But Brookings has the ones where it matters the most in the run column with that 7-3 lead right now.
Just saw a Twitter post from the Aberdeen Wings hockey squad. They reminding their fans that you need to come in through the lobby up at the Odie Center on the Brown County Fairgrounds because with a playoff game on Saturday and temperatures predicted to be right at 100, they want to keep the facility as cold as possible because I don't know. Have you ever been to a hockey game when it was 100 degrees outside?
I have not. I have been to a professional hockey game where I was wearing shorts because it was warm outside, and it was warm enough in the rink. Now, that was nowhere near South Dakota when I did that. It was definitely for a St. Louis Blues game. First pitch to Max Jeldon is taken low for ball 1. I think we're getting a little bit of razzed here because Pete Keenholz is saying that we're the only in baseball is a sport where commentators talk about something non-baseball related. And he said, you two are definitely baseball commentators. A 1-0 pitch is fouled out of play, and it's 1-1.
I like to think of us as storytellers.
That's right. We tell a lot of good stories, too. Not just storytellers, good storytellers.
Yes.
1-1 pitch is missed, and it's now 2-1.
mix in a bad joke every once in a while.
That's right. He did laugh at it. He was smiling and laughed with the little emojis that came with it. So I think he's enjoying the broadcast, and if he's not, I'm not going to say it. Here's a 2-1 pitch. That's upstairs. It is now 3-1.
And again, Getz just continues to struggle. I mean, when he's missing, he's tending to miss up in the strike zone. That's a ball that same kind of pitch he left to Honkamp up in the strike zone that Honkamp just elevated and took out to deep right field for that 3-run home run on the top of the second.
Jeldon will walk on 5 pitches, and it is a leadoff walk to now bring up Ashton Whitty. Jeldon and Whitty both walked their first trip to the plate. Getz will check the runner at first. He'll come set. Here's the first pitch to the third baseman, Whitty. He'll ground it up the middle, fielded by Getz. He'll throw to second for 1. Kienholz back to first is high and pulling Gordon off the bag. I don't know if he would have been out anyway if Gordon would have stayed on the bag, or it would have been a good throw right to the bag. It was going to go down to the fielder's choice, and Whitty's on at first.
Yeah, and actually Lincoln Kienholz, when he took the throw from Getz, actually not only had to avoid Jeldon sliding into second, he actually had to avoid Matt Hansen, who came over to cover the bag as well. And on a comebacker play like that, that's the shortstop's ball to come in because he's got the clear path on the throw over to first base. And so a good play by Kienholz just to avoid not only the incoming runner, but his own teammate coming in from second base, and then that resulted in the high throw to first.
And again, because of what Kienholz had to do at second, I don't think a perfect throw on the dot to Gordon's going to get Whitty out at first base. But just to have an opportunity at it is still a good play by Kienholz. First 1-0 pitch is outside, and it's now 2-0. The speed of Ashton Whitty allows it to be a fielder's choice. And that's, you got to give credit, too, because Whitty's got to be quick because Kienholz got a strong arm over at shortstop. Here's the 2-0 pitch. That one's fouled back, and it's now 2-1.
And it was a ball that was hit hard right back at Getz. I mean, he did a nice job. Getz did a nice job just to glove the ball and then had the presence of mind to turn, make sure that Kienholz was close enough to field the throw before he let it go. If you're scoring the play, if you're grading the play, probably a B all the way around. A lot of good athletic movements on that play.
Runner takes all the pitch, is taken for a strike. The throw to second is not going to be in time and actually hit Whitty, so he's on at second base, and he'll be a little slow to get back up to the up on the bag. Count though the pitch was taken for a strike, so it is 2-2. Whitty will get the steal, and I will say too of that play also on the ground ball to Getz. It was on the right side of the second base bag, so Hansen was making his way towards the second base bag because it would have been his ball to field. And he was already there too. So overall, Matt Hansen was I don't want to say he was in the way, but there's a lot of guys there. But Hansen was making the right move by trying to go field that baseball. Getz did not. 2-2 pitch on the outside edge, taken for strike 3, and Harden goes down for the second time on strikes, and there's now 2 away, and that'll bring up the top of the order in Henry Hamrick.
Saw Jaden Wiebe up in the bullpen when the eights were in the dugout. So looks like the green and white have a couple of arms ready, depending upon how long Coach Brian White wants to go with Brady Getz here in this first game.
First pitch, and Hamrick will turn on it and line it foul. And it's 0-1. He is 0 for 1. Had an RBI walk in his trip to the plate in the second inning. Grounded out to Kienholz at short, back in the top of the first.
80th pitch of the day just thrown by Getz. You'd like to see him get through this batter, and then maybe come out for the fourth, and again try to keep some of those pitches off the rest of your bullpen.
The 0-1 pitch is bounced in. It's now 1-1. You heard from Coach White earlier this morning and saying that you can't put all your eggs in one basket for one game. This is and I think that's going to be the case for summer baseball, and it has been the case for a while. Is that sometimes when pitchers get themselves in trouble, it's not like high school baseball where they can get you out pretty quick. As that one's flown out to left field, Jack Merkwan is there. He'll make the catch, and that will retire the side here at the top of the third. No runs, no hits, no errors, and one man left on base. We head to the bottom of the third inning. It is a 7-3 lead for the Brookings Bandits. You're listening to Post 8 Baseball. Today's KCCR and today's KCCR.com.
Overhead Door Company of Pierre is a locally owned business specializing in the sale, service, and installation of residential and commercial garage doors. They provide quality, dependable products with constant service and the peace of mind you need. Overhead Door is one of the most recognized and most respected brand in the garage door industry. For installation and repairs, call Overhead Door Company today at 224-6200. That's 224-6200.
Wondering what to do with the pitted and rutted drive? B&B Equipment will get you covered. Wanting to put something down the ground? B&B Equipment will put a hole in your project. Need to even up that property? B&B Equipment can fill that need. B&B Equipment can deliver all your gravel and material needs. B&B Equipment is here for all your excavation needs. Contact B&B Equipment, 224-6727. A contractor here for you. That's B&B Equipment, 224-6727.
As we welcome you back here at Heights Stadium as we head to the bottom of the third inning, a 7-3 lead for the Brookings Bandits. It'll be 4, 5, and 6. McGuire, Rasky, Bennett Dean, and Jaden Wiebe. He might reach his base, and it'll be Elliott Life that will come to the plate. Part of, 5 games in a row here on KCCR today. He had 2 softball games earlier with Oklahoma and James Madison, which James Madison upset the number 1 team in the tournament, coming in unseeded. An extra inning game, and then Oklahoma State beat Georgia. And then we'll have these 2 games here between Brookings and Pierre, and then we'll close out the day with the Los Angeles Lakers and Phoenix Suns. And the Suns can close out that series in the first round for NBA action. So 5 games, 3 different sports, all on one radio station.
5, 3, and 1.
5, 3, 1. And no, that's not how it's recorded in the book. At any point, we have not seen that play be made. 5-3-1 put out of any kind would be very odd to see. That one might be a new one that I've not seen. I'm trying to figure out how in the world that would even be possible, but you never know. First pitch is taken for strike 1 to McGuire Rasky. I mean, really, how?
Well, I don't know. I suppose it's possible.
Anything is possible in baseball, but that would be one score that I have not seen, as McGuire Rasky will shoot that one to the right center field gap. That's down for extra bases. That's going to roll all the way to the corner out in right center field underneath the 378 sign, as Rasky will stop at second with a leadoff double. And Rasky is 2 for 2 with a single and a double.
Rasky playing it safe, stopping at second base. Could have probably tried to challenge Hamrick's arm out in center field and tried to get to third, but stays at second and starts the inning off with the leadoff double, and Post State's got a runner in scoring position with nobody out here to lead off the bottom of the third.
Hey, don't want to make that first or third out at third base. First pitch to Bennett Dean is taken for strike 1. Hey, I mentioned that that's something I haven't seen. I saw a tweet earlier today, and I had to take a screenshot of it because they talked about pitching lines, and there's been 108,000, almost 109,000 different pitching lines recorded since 1920. As the 0-1 pitch is taken as now 1-1, 47,000 of those have happened multiple times, and the most common one has occurred 117 times. It's 9 innings pitched, 4 hits, no runs, no earned runs, 1 walk, and 4 strikeouts. There's a ground ball to the right side. Bennett Dean will ground out but advance the runner to third base, and McGuire Rasky with 1 down here in the bottom of the third inning.
Yeah, and you can call it a productive out. You hate to give up an out when you're down four runs in this 7-3 ball game. Brookings in the lead here in the bottom of the third, but move Rasky over 90 feet, get him 90 feet away from home plate, and see what Jaden Wiebe can do.
Here's the first pitch to Jaden Wiebe. He'll ground it foul on the left side, and it's 0-1. Can you believe that 117 times we had a pitcher of any kind go 9 innings, 4 hits, exactly 4 hits with no runs, 1 walk and exactly 1 walk and exactly 4 strikeouts. But I bet you that has not happened very many times in the last 20 years.
Probably not.
I bet you it would be interesting, and they also, and I'd have to go back to it, they had someone that happened maybe 4 or 5 times with 1 pitcher over that entire 117 times. One pitcher had it like 4 or 5 times, something
really?
like that. Yeah. The 0-2 pitch. That one is chopped at the plate. It's going to be in fair territory. Did not hit Wiebe, so it's going to be a ground down. And there's now 2 down to bring up Elliott Life to try and drive in McGuire Rasky.
Yeah, just a ball that chopped right in front of the plate and then just died. And Cole Malem hopped out from behind the plate, took a quick look down at Rasky at third base, and then fired the ball down to Honkamp at first base, and Wiebe's out, and Rasky's still standing at third.
First pitch to Elliott Life is taken for strike one. I'm going to find that and tell you who it was, because it was a interesting name to it, too. Here's the 0-1 pitch. That one's outside, and it's now 1-1.
Name you would not expect, or just an interesting name, period?
I guess maybe, okay, it was Bob Shawkey. Did it 3 times himself, but not all of them are in the live ball era since 1920.
Okay. Yeah, name I'm not familiar with.
I think he not so well. I guess he had to have been playing quite a while ago, because he didn't do it all in the live ball area since 1920. So he was pitching probably sometime before 1920. Here's the 2-1 pitch. There's a ground ball up the middle, as fielded by Amon at short. The throw to first is in time to retire the side. So a leadoff double does not come around to score for Pierre. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 man left on base. We head to the top of the 4th. It is a 7-3 lead for Brookings still. You're listening to Post 8 Baseball. Today's KCCR and today's KCCR.com.
Innovation. It's right here. Avera St. Mary's Hospital keeps care local for you and your family, offering comprehensive care that has earned 4 out of 5 stars by the Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services in hospital performance and safety. Avera St. Mary's world-class care is further supported by advanced technology, 2-way video e-consults, 3D mammography, and a state-of-the-art birthing center, so you and your family don't have to go anywhere else, because innovation lives right here in Pierre. Learn more at avera.org.
Your home and business are important to you, and you need quality furnace and air conditioning products and service. With a combined 50-plus years of experience, AirTech Heating and Cooling provides you with just that service. Call 945-0160 for sales, service, and installation of furnaces, air conditioning, and heat pumps. AirTech Heating and Cooling features the American Standard products. Sales, installation, and service. You want the best, and that's what you'll find at AirTech Heating and Cooling in Pierre.
Top of the 4th inning, and a 7-3 lead for the Brookings Bandits, as they will have a 2-3-4. Cole Malem, Jackson Krogman, and then Jamison Honkamp be the first 3 hitters, as we do have a new pitcher on the mound. That is Jaden Wiebe. And we do have a lot of switching, moving around, as Andy Gordon will go play at third, and Bennett Dean is now at first base. So nothing will change in the batting order. It's all position changes, but the DH is gone, as Dean is now at first base and is part of that part of the fielding positions now for Post 8.
Yeah, not kind of a true triangular switch as you move people around, but Dean comes off the bench from the DH slot into the defensive position in first base. Gordon moves from first to third, and Wiebe comes in to pitch. And for Jaden Wiebe, this will be his 2nd appearance on the year. The other night threw 34 pitches, so he's back available to pitch today. Threw 2 innings, gave up 2 hits, just 1 walk, 1 strikeout. So an ERA of 0 and a whip of 1.5 as he came in to pitch in relief against against Renner, excuse me.
First pitch is taken for strike 1 to Cole Malem, who is 1 for 2 with a 3 RBI single. It was a 3-2 count that he was able to go into right field with for that 2-out single, score all 3 runs that were on base, and the count's now 1-1. And he came around to score on the 3-run homer by Jamison Honkamp that put Brookings up by 4 at that point. Malem gave Brookings the lead 4-3. That one will miss low and is now 2-1.
Yeah, and Wiebe in some limited action during the spring actually threw fairly well. Just 2 appearances, 2.2 innings.
That one's grounded in the hole. That's past the diving shortstop Lincoln Keenels into left, and a leadoff single for Cole Malem. Keenels makes that play. And he makes that. If he makes that play and actually throws Malem out at first base, I think we'd wrap up the broadcast right there and go home, because that would have been absolutely amazing play. He almost got to it. It's surprising that he got a glove to it even all the way out in the hole and shortstop, but that was major leaguers not even making that play.
That would have been Ozzie Smith-esque.
Well, that probably be the only person that I could say that would be around that could almost make that play. Jackson Krogman to the plate. He's not recording official at bat. 2 walks so far. He pops that one up high into center field. McGuire Rasky will glide into right center field to make the catch, and there's now 1 down. Going to bring up Jameson Honkamp. Honkamp, he is 1 for 2 with that 3-run homer. Shot out to right field. Got over, clear the fence. I mean, it was a high fly ball, too, that got out.
Yeah, just to the left of the post-8 batting cage out in right field. Probably just gonna guess, what do you think, about 350 on the distance roughly?
I'd say 350. As check on at first base, and Cole Malem is back in safely. Say 350, but also our sabermetrics and all our analytics and everything like that. You know, even Major League Baseball, they get some of those measurements. There's just absolutely no way that that's true. There's a steal, a throw to second, and sliding in safely is Malem. The pitch is taken outside for ball 1 to Honkamp.
Have to consult with the KCCR research department, see if they have any numbers that they can put on top of that.
You never know. He might. He's a doctor.
He is a doctor. And he's not paying attention to us.
He's not paying attention to us at all. Not even.
Or maybe he's ignoring us.
It could be, too. As Honkamp will lace that one foul down the right field line, and the count's now 1-1. Oh, now he's. He doesn't know. Our research department has come up with an empty answer.
Yeah.
With no idea. We have to get him a pair of headphones so he's actually listening to us all the time.
Zoned in on his announcing duties down at the other end of the press box.
Yeah, he's the PA for the doubleheader. Here's a 1-1 pitch. That one's on the inside edge. It's now 1-2.
Good opportunity for Jaden Wiebe right here. Again, threw 2 innings the other night, had 2 appearances during the high school season, but the rising junior in really kind of just a low leverage situation right here. His job right now is just to go out and try to keep this game as a 4-run game and not let it get any further out of hand.
Count is now 2-2 to Jameson Honkamp. Here's a 2-2 pitch. That one is out of play, and we'll do it again here at 2-2.
Honkamp, the left-handed hitting first baseman for the Brookings Bandits. But going back to Wiebe, again, what you really need to do is try to maintain this as a 4-run game. We talked about it on Tuesday. If you can keep the spread within 1 swing of the bat, that's really what you're looking to do.
There's a swing and a miss as Honkamp they'll have to throw it to first base, and Malem will take third on the throw, but there is now 2 down with a runner on third base, as that'll bring up Jake Amon.
Aggressive base running by Malem to get from second to third on the throw, and it's one of those situations where Hinkle made sure he got the sure out at first base rather than trying to potentially throw behind Malem or throw in front of him and potentially end up with Brookings able to steal a base runner out of the situation.
Amon reached on an error back in the second inning. Also got a hit in the second inning. He's 1 for 2 so far, been on base both times. Here's the 0-1 pitch as Amon will go the other way with it down the right field line. It will land just foul, and the count's now 0-2. And that'll bring up that will be on deck is Daniel Messerly, but Amon trying to extend the inning to him. We'll be looking to keep this a 4-run deficit. A 7-3 advantage for Brookings here in the top of the 4th inning.
And interesting that with about 18
That one's grounded up the middle off of Wiebe, but into center field for a base hit, and it's now an 8-3 lead for the Bandits.
Yeah, I was going to say that interesting that Brookings lets the catcher Malum run for himself, even though they have a very, very big roster. I think we counted 18 to 20 players that they brought with them to Pierre today, and so interesting. They obviously feel very comfortable with letting Malum run for himself, and looks like he has good speed out there.
So now it is going to be Daniel Messerly, as he is 0 for 2 so far. He got out both times in that second inning. There's a ground ball up the middle. It'll be fielded by off of the glove of Hansen. Heading to third now. The throw will be going to third, and diving headfirst safely will be Amon. As Keenels tried to come across to make the play, could not. Then it went off the glove of Hansen. And then rounding second and heading to third, it was Amon. He got in there safely. As the error will be charged to post 8. It'll be first and third. Yes, it'll be an air charge to Hansen.
Yeah, and again, good base running by Amon to go from first to third, realizing that as the ball skipped away from Hansen, he was gonna force Pierre to make a play, and was able to get to third safely, sliding in ahead of the Andy Gordon tag.
First pitch to Max Jeldon is taken for ball 1. He walked but was retired on a fielder's choice back in the top of the third inning. Here's the 1-0 pitch. That one's upstairs, and it's now 2-0.
Jeldon on the spring for the Bobcat High School team hit .222, 16 hits and 72 at bats, 5 doubles, 1 triple, 20 RBIs, scored 15 times, and 11 walks.
2-0 pitch. That one is into right center field. That's down for a base hit. Another run will come in to score. Taking third base will be Messerly, and it's now a 9-3 lead here for Brookings Bandits on the RBI single for Jeldon.
Yeah, Post 8 pitchers just having a hard time closing out innings right now. Got 2 down, and then back-to-back RBI singles for the Bandits have extended this lead out to 9-3 now here in the top of the 4th.
So now here's Ashton Whitty, who is 0 for 1 so far. He came in to score back in the top of the second. First pitch is taken for a strike. Lincoln Harden is on deck. This is the 7th man to come to the plate again for Brookings. Up by 6 here in the top of the 4th. A 1 pitch will miss low, and it's now 1-1.
And again, if you're Post 8, what you need to do right now is just, first of all, try to get out of this inning, but then realize, first of all, you got 4 at bats to try to come back. You can't do it all in one swing. You just got to start putting some good at bats together and get some base runners and start generating and start stringing some hits together. And you know, we know that hitting can be contagious, and that's just what Post 8 has to do right now.
Whitty will foul the 2-1 pitch out of play, and it's now 2-2. Here to the Brookings third baseman.
What the Post 8 batters need to do right now. Caught myself.
Yeah, saying go Post 8. Here's the 2-2 pitch. That'll bounce in. Good block there by Henkel, but taking second will be Jeldon. So now 2 runners are in scoring position. And the count's now 3-2. Whitty looking for his first base hit. He could drive in 2 if he does get a base hit. Wiebe will go from the windup. Here's the 3-2 pitch. And Whitty out towards center field. McGuire-Raskey is there. He'll make the catch, and that will end the inning here in the top of the 4th. But another 2 runs come in to score on 3 hits in the inning, 1 error, and 2 men left on base. We head to the bottom of the 4th, a 9-3 lead for Brookings over Pierre. Listen to Post 8 Baseball on today's KCCR and today's KCCR.com.
No one likes to have electrical problems, but when they happen, call Todd's Electric at 223-2518. With over 28 years of experience, Todd's Electric can handle any type of electrical problem, whether it's residential, commercial, or agricultural. Their knowledgeable staff knows and understands the importance of your home, business, or ag facility and are prepared to help. Call Todd's Electric at 223-2518. That's 223-2518. Todd's Electric, serving the Pierre and Fort Pierre areas. The line to power.
Hey, it's Julia from Milwaukee Federal Credit Union, letting you know that our recreational special is back again, with terms up to 10 years, no payments for 90 days, and rates as low as 2.4% APR. Apply online or stop in at 221 East Pleasant Drive in Pierre and let Jameson or I get you started.
People helping people. Hawaii Federal Credit Union.
8-9-1 here for the four-post states as we head to the bottom of the fourth inning. John Winkler alongside Greg Dean. 9-3 lead for the Brookings Brookings Bandits. Jack Merkwan, Matt Hansen, and Lincoln Keenels will be the first three hitters. Post State still out hitting Brookings 7-6, but trail by 6, 9-3. A lot of walks have been issued by the eights in this ball game that have allowed a lot of free base runners again here for Brookings, which we saw in game one of that two-game day for Post State on Tuesday against Renner and Rapid City Post 22.
Yeah, 6 walks so far allowed by the Post State pitching staff to go with those 3 errors. So that's nine free base runners that have been allowed by the green and white today.
First pitch is swung on and fouled back by Merkwan. He is 0 for 1 so far as a ground-out victim to the second baseman in his first at-bat. Here's the 0-1 pitch. He'll check his swing, does not hold up, and is now 0-2.
Meanwhile, Jackson Krogman threw 3 innings, 7 hits, 3 runs, all of them earned, no walks, 2 strikeouts, 51 pitches on the day so far for Mr. Krogman.
Here's the 0-2 pitch. That one will miss a little bit down low, and it's now 1-2. They look like the Bandits wanted that call. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Merkwan will foul it back, stay alive here at 1-2. Again, the first of a doubleheader here between Post State and Brookings. This is the Bandits' first game of the summer. Post State playing in Game 3. They'll have a doubleheader on Sunday against Sioux Falls East. There's a ground ball up the middle, but fielded on the backhand by the pitcher, Krogman. He'll underhand flip to first, and the leadoff man is retired for the first out.
And the Brookings bats probably pent up a little bit. Their last game, they lost in the high school region final to Harrisburg. They were no hit by Will Simmons, the high school Class A Player of the Year, and so they probably have a few extra hits left in them today after not generating a hit over the last few innings.
First pitch is taken for ball 1 to Matt Hansen. As he'll swing and miss at the 1-0 pitch. He grounded to the first baseman, Honkamp. It was a 3-1 putout. Here is now the 1-1 pitch. That one will be at the letters and is now 1-2 here to Hansen.
Krogman doing a nice job of controlling the strike zone right now, just moving the ball all around. Has nice velocity in his fastball, but able to mix it with an off-speed pitch that he's able to control.
Here's a line drive up the middle for a base hit for Matt Hansen. He is now 1 for 2. And the 8th hit of the ball game for Post State to now bring up Lincoln Keenels with a runner on first and 1 down.
Yeah, just a nice line drive right up the middle from Matt Hansen. Just with 2 strikes, what you do, you shorten up your swing. Just try to make good contact, and that's exactly what Hansen did there on that 2-strike pitch, and just drove it right back up the middle. And we'll see if the eights can do something here. And like we said, just start putting some good at bats together.
So now here is Lincoln Keenels. First pitch to him is missed low for ball 1. Keenels 2 for 2 so far. Double in the first, a single in the second. We had a triple or a home run. Get himself one step closer to the cycle. We've seen him hit plenty of triples, so that's definitely not out of the question. Haven't seen him hit a home run yet. I think that key word is yet. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Outside, now 2-0.
Yeah, I think that's something that's only going to come the longer and the more that he matures, the stronger he gets. I think you're right. I think it's just a matter of time whether it happens this year, next year, but it's coming.
2-0 pitch is on the outside corner, is now 2-1. Runner up.
Starting quarterback for the Governor football team will be fun to watch his development this coming fall.
Here's now the 2-1 pitch. That one's outside, and it's now 3-1. And the ball, as the throw got to first base, Honkop was running down the right field line, but Hansen knew exactly where the ball was at. Honkop wasn't going to fool Hansen.
Yeah, Honkop trying to deke Hansen, making him think that the ball actually landed down in the right field bullpen, but Hansen had a good idea where that ball was.
Keenels will draw a walk. Pitch got away from the catcher Malin, but already the second base is going to be Hansen. So it's now first and second here with one down. And that'll bring up Cade Hinkle as the train tries to interrupt me as I'm trying to talk. Cade Hinkle's coming to the plate. And now he's back talking to me, too. He is 1 for 2 and laughing at me. Jeez. Here's one.
No respect for the award-winning John Winkler.
Well, I don't think that. Yeah. I don't think that deserves respect in itself right away. But, hey, I'm trying to do a broadcast here. Doesn't know how to keep its horn down. First pitch to Cade Hinkle when the runner's at first and second. That one is taken for strike one. One down here in the bottom of the fourth. Post State trailing by 6. These are two big base runners right now here for Post State.
Yeah, this is a big at bat here in the middle of this game. Post State got a threat going here. Runners first and second, one out in the top of the lineup.
As Hinkle got a piece of it. It looked like he swung and missed, but he did get a piece of it, so it's now 0-2.
And from up here, it looked like a swing and a miss that likely would have allowed the base runners to advance, but home plate umpire Alan Goodman right on the call and said nope, foul ball, and base runners stay.
Here's the 0-2 pitch. That one's grounded to the left side. It'll be fielded by Eamon on the run. Only plays the first base. The throw is not in time. I think the base umpire might have tripped and fell, so he couldn't, or maybe he got down to make sure he didn't get hit with the throw, but he is safe at first, and we'll have a little bit of a discussion here, and maybe we'll have the first base or the field umpire and the home plate umpire talking about this call.
Yeah, and that was a play where it was a weakly hit ground ball. Eamon had to come in on the grass, and like you said, I think the field umpire went down to his knees to stay out of the line of the throw. And so now the Brookings coaching staff is out talking to the umpire, trying to get an appeal to the home plate umpire, and not having any luck pleading his case. Honkop immediately came up, really believed that he had gotten the out at first base, and so the appeal from the Brookings coaching staff goes to no avail, and Post State now has the bases loaded with one out, and we'll see if they can take advantage of that play.
That's an infield single for Cade Hinkle. No other way to put it, and it's really the appeal process is there's nothing the home plate umpire can really do about that, because it's the appeal to home plate umpires is if his foot was on the bag or if it was off the bag, and that was not the case. It was that he just beat the throw. First pitch to Andy Gordon is fouled out of play, and it's 0-1.
Yeah, and Alan Goodman, the home plate umpire, had come out from behind home plate, was looking down first base, and I think that was what he was telling the Brookings coach was in the opinion of the field umpire, it's either safe or out. It wasn't a question of whether the foot was on the base. It was just a question of safe or out, and the field umpire immediately made the safe call.
Yeah, and as the count's now 0-2, there's no way that the home plate umpire can see that any better. 0-2 pitch, and Gordon will spoil it as he'll foul it over towards the third base dugout, and it remains at 0-2. This is a big spot. This is a big at-bat here for the number 3 hitter. On deck is the number 4 hitter, McGuire Rasky, trying to inch back a little closer here in the bottom of the fourth. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Outside, and it's now 1-2. Even if you trade an out for a run at this point, if you're Post State, something to get on the board, you don't want to leave all 3 guys on base. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Gordon swings and misses, and he's down on strikes, and there's now 2 down, and it's up to McGuire-Raskey to bring in some runs.
Yeah, big breaking ball in the outside corner that that Krogman just threw, and with a 2-strike count, Gordon had to chase to try to protect, wasn't able to come up with any contact, and so we'll see if Krogman can work out of this with 2 outs now and the bases loaded.
First pitch to McGuire-Raskey is taken high and outside for ball 1. A 6-run lead here for Brookings. They trail at 1.3-0, have scored 9 straight. Now it counts now 2-0 to Raskey. On deck would be Bennett Dean. Raskey's 2 for 2, an RBI, a single, and a double so far for McGuire-Raskey. 2-0 pitch. Outside now 3-0. I don't think he's going to get the green light, but if he has a 3-1 count, he's going to be sitting dead right on a fastball. It's going to be probably middle in. Here's a 3-0 pitch. Does not get the green light. Takes it all the way. It's taken for a strike, so still good hitter's count here at 3-1. If Raskey can sit on a fastball and drive it out somewhere in the gap. Here comes the 3-1 pitch. That is outside, and it's going to be a 2-out walk, which will score a run, and is now 9-4. So the second walk issued, both coming in this inning, has allowed a run to score, and McGuire-Raskey's got another RBI. His second of the ball game.
We've got action down in the Brookings bullpen. Krogman now up to 76 pitches on the day.
Here is Bennett Dean. First pitch to him is taken for strike 1. 9-4 now. Put yourself back within 1 swing if you can drive one into the gap somewhere. 1-1 pitch is fouled off the plate, and it's now 0-2.
And Krogman going to steady diet of off-speed stuff, and again has been able to spot that off-speed stuff for strikes so far today.
So now here's the 0-2 pitch upcoming. Shake off a couple of times of a signs from Malum, does Krogman. So Bennett Dean calls time. And now we will do it again here at 0-2. The bases loaded and 2 outs. That one is taken at the knees for strike 3, and that will retire the side here in the bottom of the 4th inning. A run does score with 2 hits in the inning, no errors, and 3 men left on base. We head to the top of the 5th inning, a 9-4 lead for Brookings over Pierre. You're listening to Post-State Baseball. Today is KCCR, and today is KCCR.com.
When something just isn't right, it's natural to talk about it. If you had a toothache, you'd tell someone. If you found out you had diabetes, you'd learn to take care of it. But when you're feeling stressed, sad, or worried, you're less likely to tell someone. Why do we treat physical and mental health so differently? There is no difference. We all need someone to talk to, and there's nothing shameful about wanting to be healthy for you. When you just need someone to talk to, contact Rising Hope Counseling at 494-1500 or risinghope605.com. Rising Hope Counseling, offering hope, healing, and change. Rising Hope Counseling, because if you have hope, you have everything.
Pierre Sports Center is your local Ranger Boat and Mercury Outboard dealer. They're a must-see for your Ranger boat needs. See their selection of Mercury outboard motors for more power. Pierre Sports Center can help you with financing and other boating needs. Need service for your boat or trailer to keep you going? Pierre Sports Center is your one-stop shop. Pierre Sports Center, Ranger Boats, and Mercury Outboard, a combination that can't be beat. Pierre Sports Center, 1440 North Garfield Avenue in Pierre, or give them a call, 224-5546.
As we welcome you back, top of the 5th inning. Post-State trails Brookings 9-4. Jaden Weeby on for his 2nd inning. He will deal with 9-1-2. Lincoln Harden, Henry Hamrick, and Cole Malum. By reaches base, it'll be to Jackson Krogman. No runs in the first, but 7 in the second for Brookings. Another 2 in the 4th inning. Post-State scored 3 in the bottom of the first to have a 3-0 lead. But have now just scored 1 of the last 10 runs that have come across the plate. They trail by 5 to this Brookings Bandits team. The first of a doubleheader here this evening. Second game will follow around 20 to 30 minutes after the first game is over.
Likely looking at about 7:30 or after right now. We're at the 6:33 time, 6:33 in the evening right now. We're headed to the top of the fourth. This has not been a very quick-moving game.
Yeah, this is not one where we might be seeing ourselves get out of here off the air before 9 o'clock tonight. First pitch is over for strike one to Lincoln Harden, who is 0 for 2. He struck out swinging and struck out looking. You got double barrel, well, you have triple barrel action in the bullpen. Oh, he's going to go out there and make sure the ball doesn't get away. You got another guy warming up that's not on the mound. There's only one rubber out there in each bullpen, as it's now a 1-1 count here to Lincoln Harden. But that could be it could get a little dangerous because they're right near that foul line. 1-1 pitch. That one's out towards right center field. McGuire-Askey going over. He'll make the catch in the gap. And the leadoff man is retired to open up the top of the fifth.
And again, just a play that you would expect to be made from the senior center fielder. We've seen him out there a lot over his career, and just very solid defensively, patrolling that massive space out in center field.
He said he got a good nap in today. I believe it's him, Andy Gordon, and when I'm blanking on who the third one is, comes out here and they got the field ready today, and they got some of the smaller fields and the softball league fields ready to go. He said warm out. He went home, fell right asleep. So he should now be well rested for this doubleheader. As the 1-1 pitch is fouled back, and the count's now 1-2. This is to Henry Hamrick, the center fielder. Maybe that's what he needs to do, have a pregame nap. He is 2 for 2 with also a walk. He's got 2 RBIs, so he's having himself a pretty good first game. That one's out towards now left center field, and Rasky will go back, and he will make the catch. And there's now 2 down. Well, if you'd have dropped that, it would have also made me look bad, saying how he's looking pretty good here in game one. He ends up dropping that. That would have – Coach White would have been not very happy with him, and I wouldn't have been very happy with him because I just talked about him.
Yeah, I think that's kind of standard practice, especially for a number of major leaguers. I know Nelson Cruz, I think, goes and takes batting practice and then goes into the clubhouse and gets some shut-eye before a night game.
Here is Cole Malem. The first pitch is missed low for ball one. I got to be careful how I say this, but in terms of baseball age, they probably joke with him that he needs his nap because of how old he is. 1-0 pitch is going to be missing, maybe low, a little outside, and it's now 2-0. I say that only because of baseball age, not because of what his actual age is. He is one of the older guys to be playing in the major leagues. 2-0 pitch. That was a swing and a miss by Malem. It's now 2-1.
Yeah, 41.
41, I think, yeah. Guys like Jamie Moyer back in the day who just seemed like they had been playing for forever, as the count's now 3-1. These are the guys like Nelson Cruz is the guy that's been playing in major leaguers longer than these senior legion guys have been alive. 3-1 pitch is upstairs, but it was fouled away, and it's now 3-2.
Cole Malem on the spring season, 341 hitter, 31 hits and 91 at bats, 3 doubles, 3 triples, 26 RBIs, 29 runs scored, 12 walks, 445 on base percentage. So just kind of the prototypical ideal hitter you want in that number 2 spot.
3-2 pitch is ground up the middle. Keenels will field behind the bag at second. The throw to first is in time. It's a 1-2-3 inning for Jaden Wiebe in the top of the fifth. We head to the bottom of the fifth. Post State, they trail 9-4 to Brookings. Back in a minute, you're listening to Post State Baseball on today's KCCR and today's KCCR.com.
When you want the best prices and best selection, go to Wegner Auto in Pierre. The certified sales staff at Wegner Auto will provide you service after the sale and how to get easy financing. Check out their website, WegnerAuto.com, or stop in. They have the best prices and won't be undersold. Wegner Auto has the region's largest selection with over 280 new and quality pre-owned vehicles. GM certified pre-owned vehicles give you peace of mind with their 12-month or 12,000-mile bumper-to-bumper warranty and 5-year or 100,000-mile powertrain warranty. Log on to WegnerAuto.com or stop by Wegner Auto in Pierre, South Dakota's oldest auto dealer since 1907.
Evermore Boutique, where fashion doesn't have to break the bank. See them for men's, women's, and children's clothing, shoes, accessories, and so much more. Open 7 days a week, Monday through Friday from noon to 7, Saturdays from 11 to 6, and Sundays from noon to 5. Visit Evermore Boutique, located at 104 South Pierre Street in Pierre, or give them a call today. 605-494-0194. That's Evermore Boutique in Pierre.
As we welcome you back here to Hyatt Stadium as we head to the bottom of the fifth inning, it is a 9-4 lead for for Brookings over the Post-States, over the eights. Jaden Wiebe, Elliott Life, Jack Merquan, 6, 7, and 8 to lead things off here in the bottom of the fifth inning. John Wicker alongside Greg Dean as we head in the bottom of the fifth. Greg, it still 9 outs to work with, but down by 5, got to start to chip away even more so than what you did in that fourth inning. In the fourth inning, you got to be able to get this lead back or get the deficit back within one swing of the bat.
Yeah, Jackson Krogman with 80 pitches on the day, so in all likelihood, this potentially is his last inning of work on the day. I mean, he's obviously not pitched in probably at least 2 weeks. So while that's plenty of rest, you certainly don't want to burn him out because we haven't got a chance to look at the Brookings schedule for the summer, but you got to believe that they have a schedule certainly comparable to what the Post-8 team has ahead of them over the next 8 weeks or so.
And that's the big thing. You get to a point in the season where not even really a point in the season. You just get to where you're at right now, and it makes it tough. It makes it tough to you got to get a bunch of your pitchers to go a solid amount of innings because the season will eat you alive if you can't get good pitching to eat up a lot of innings. That is the biggest thing is being able to have guys go deep into games. As Jaden Wiebe will come to the plate, he'll first pitch swing at that one, and one's floated to left field. And coming in on it will be Meserly to make the catch, and one pitch and one out to open up the bottom of the fifth. And that's the big thing, too, is Jaden Wiebe, who's now on the mound, getting those two zeros on the board, or I guess he gave up 2 runs in the first inning, but getting the 0 in that fifth inning, he can go back out in the sixth and kind of keeps that pitch count, or keeps that bullpen intact going into the game 2 of the doubleheader. First pitch is bounced into Elliott Life, who is one of those 2 guys that are unavailable to throw today. Him and Jack Van Camp exceed the pitch count to be available for today, but would be available on Sunday again, as the 1-0 pitch is outside and it's now 2-0.
Yeah, and what we saw, at least when Brookings was here before, is they got extended starts out of their starters, and if you look at their numbers from the spring, I mean they really kind of rode 5 or 6 guys on the hill for most of the year, and so they've got a good nucleus that they can work through out there.
So the count is now 3-1. Here is the 3-1 pitch, and Life will foul it away, and it's now 3-2.
Elliott Life during the spring season, let me pull up his numbers here, 167, 4 hits and 24 at bats, 4 RBIs, 3 runs scored, double to go along with that. But where Elliott Life really shone during the spring season, and we saw it Tuesday, was on the mound, especially in that last month of the season. Really picked up and did a nice job on the mound for the Eights through the month of May and into the playoffs.
Life will draw a 1-out walk, and that will bring up Jack Merquan, who's 0 for 2. Here's the first pitch to the left fielder. That one's taken for strike 1. Matt Hansen is man on deck. Then it's back to the top of the order for Lincoln Keenels. We'll have a conversation here with Cole Malem coming out to talk with Jackson Krogman. Here in the bottom of the fifth inning, first of a doubleheader between Post-8 and Brookings. We'll have another doubleheader for you on Sunday between Pierre and Sioux Falls East that will be in town. Sioux Falls East beat Watertown in a doubleheader last night. Then Sioux Falls West swept Watertown in a doubleheader earlier today. They won 1-0 and then 8-7 against Watertown. Here's the 0-1 pitch. That was Sioux Falls West. That one's at the knees and is now 0-2.
Yeah, the you and I traded texts yesterday. Probably one of the more interesting box scores I saw was the doubleheader between Watertown and Mitchell.
As that one's popped up, foul, and it'll get out of play. And on top of the awning of the grandstand. And we'll do it again here, 0-2.
The box score on Tuesday between Mitchell and Watertown. Watertown came from behind. They were down 12-6 in the going into the bottom of the sixth inning, scored 9 runs on 1 hit, that being a grand slam home run off the bat of Cale Stevenson, and came back to win that game 15-12. And then in the second game, they were ahead. Watertown was ahead 4-3 going into the bottom of the sixth, and plated 9 runs in the bottom of the sixth again, this time on 3 hits, and won that game 13-3.
Counts now 1-2. That pitch almost came in and hit Jack Merkwan. Here's the 1-2 pitch, and Merkwan will float it to center field. Coming in and can't make the catch will be the center fielder Hamrick. He'll let it hop right in front of him, and Life will now be on second, and Merkwan at first and second here with 1 down, as it'll be the number 9 hitter Matt Hansen, who is 1 for 2.
I think I remember you telling me Honkamp is a hockey player.
Yep, Honkamp, Jeldon, and Whitty are 3 hockey players that are all in the lineup for the Brookings Bandits.
Noticed as I looked down, Elliot Life and Honkamp were having a friendly conversation down there on first base, and they kind of certainly looked from the body language like they knew each other coming into this game.
First pitch to Hansen, he'll ground it foul on the third base side. Bet you there was a talk of one guy saying, hey, remember when we beat you in overtime? And the next guy saying, remember when we beat you in overtime? And go back and forth between those two. Both those games between the Hawaii Capitals and Brookings Rangers end up being 2-1 games in overtime that Brookings won at home and then the Caps won at home. They had 3 of the 4 games that have played between those two teams in the last 2 years have gone to overtime. As the 0-1 pitch is a swing and a foul tip, and it's now 0-2. And what would have been the 5th game was canceled because of COVID. They were supposed to meet in the semifinals of the state tournament back in 2020. So even Whitty over at third base, Jones at second base, so Elliot Life can go all the way around the diamond and have a conversation with one of the 3 hockey players, as that one will bounce in the dirt. It gets a little bit away from Malin, but not far enough for Life to take third base. And the count's now 1-2. Life was also part of the grounds crew that was getting the fields ready today, along with Andy Gordon and McGuire Rasky.
Wonder if he scheduled in a nap this afternoon.
If I was him, I would have. Here's the 1-2 pitch, but I try to schedule a nap any chance I get. 1-2 pitch is fouled back, and we will do it again at 1-2.
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't, at our house, I don't have to have much of an excuse to schedule in a nap. Sometimes I got to keep going so I don't fall asleep.
That is true. That happens to me a couple times too. Here's the 1-2 pitch again from Krogman to Hansen. That one's outside and is now 2-2. Only in baseball can we talk about sleeping.
So some people will tell you that this is the kind of game that baseball is the game that will put you to sleep. You and I being the fans that we are, we certainly don't understand that logic.
Not at all. Here's the 2-2 pitch to Matt Hansen. Inside, taken for strike 3. Hansen couldn't pull the trigger on the off-speed pitch, and there's now 2 down, and it'll bring up Lincoln Keenels.
Yeah, I sent you a YouTube bit a couple of weeks ago from a guy, comedian who was not a baseball fan, and goes on to talk about the fact that in a perfect game, no runs, no hits, nobody reaches base, and so he said if you have a double perfect game, the ultimate perfect game is a game where nothing happens.
Nothing at all. Nothing happens at all. Nobody gets on base, no score, nothing. Yep, that's Well, the one thing about baseball, yeah, the best scoring is when nothing happens. As Elliott Life will take third on a pitch that gets in the dirt. Taking second base is going to be Jack Merkwan. So now both runners are in scoring position here with 2 away for Lincoln Knowles, who's up 1-0 in the count.
And as Malem went towards the third base dugout to retrieve that ball, Krogman comes off the mound, just kind of pats his chest and says, "That one's on me. That was a pitch that just got away."
Knowles will ground to the third baseman and be fielded by Whitty. The throw to first base is offline, but Honkamp's able to jump and then step back on the bag at first, and that will retire the side here in the bottom of the 5th inning. So no runs, 1 hit, no errors, 2 men left on base. We head to the top of the 6th. It is still a 9-4 lead for Brookings. You're listening to Post-8 Baseball on today's KCCR and today's KCCR.com.
Insurance. We all need it to protect our homes, health, businesses, and belongings. But having adequate coverage is just the beginning. You also need the support of professionals who stand by your side to protect what's important to you. Fisher Rounds & Associates combines the coverage you want with the commitment you need. Fisher Rounds & Associates, at your service, at your side. With offices in Pierre, Mitchell, Watertown, Sioux Falls, and Rapid City.
BankWest Insurance has the expertise and resources to deliver personalized service and customized solutions. As an independent agency, we shop dozens of companies to get you the best coverage at the best price. As your trusted choice for insurance coverage, we promise to go the extra mile so you can rest assured your loved ones and your assets are protected. Contact your local agent to put BankWest Insurance to work for you.
Not a deposit, not FDIC insured, not insured by any federal agency, not guaranteed by any bank, may go down in value, equal opportunity provider.
Top of the 6th as Jaden Wiebe continues the pitch for Pierre. 3, 4, and 5. He'll deal with the meat of the order for Brookings. Jackson Krogman, Jameson Honkamp, and then it'll be Jake Amon might reach his base. It'll then be Daniel Messerly. And a 9-4 lead for Brookings. Here is the top of the 6th inning. And for Post State, things got away from him pretty quickly with a 3-0 lead after the first for Post State. But then a 7-run second inning capped off in a 3-run homer by Jameson Honkamp has got Brookings in front, and they have not trailed since. Although Pierre is out hitting the the Bandits by 4 so far in the ball game. 3 errors apiece, and the amount of walks and the time of the hitting that Brookings has had has given them a 5-run advantage.
Yeah, Brookings has done a nice job of moving runners around. I don't have the number, being able to move them around and then bring them in with some clutch hitting.
Jackson Krogman tried to bunt the first pitch and ended up fouling it off, and it's 0-1. Compare that to 9 men left on base for Pierce so far in 5 innings. First 0-1 pitch is in the dirt, and it's now 1-1. Krogman most likely would be done, as he's thrown 100 pitches so far. The count's now 2-1. There is no DH, so he most likely would go somewhere in the field. 2-1 pitch. Here's a ground ball down the third base line, just foul. It took a hop just the left of the third base bag at the last second to go foul. The count's now even at 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Yeah, break for Post 8 on the day. Just a ball that Krogman strokes down the third base line. Andy Gordon had no play on the ball, and luckily it just goes foul by about 3 inches just before it gets to the third base bag.
2-2 pitch is in the dirt, and it's now 3-2.
Another block by Cade Hinkle, and Hinkle has done his work back there. He's had to go into the dirt and block a number of pitches today. Not only use the glove, but take some pitches off the chest protector.
3-2 pitch is taken on the knees for a strikeout. There's one down as Krogman will go down for the first time, as a first strikeout victim for his afternoon. Second strikeout of the ball game for Jaden Wiebe, and they'll bring up Jameson Honkamp with one down. He is 1 for 3 with a 3-run homer. It was a 4-3 lead. It was a 3 RBI single for Malem to give him a 4-3 lead. Next man walked, and then Honkamp hit a 3-run jack as this one's going to get down, and Honkamp's going to run as he got past the diving McGuire-Rasky out in center. Honkamp will round at second. He'll head for third. He has got a triple now for Brookings. He is 2 for 4 with a home run and a triple.
Yeah, a ball that from the left-hand hitting Honkamp just kind of continued to tail away from Rasky, and Rasky playing Honkamp to pull into right field had to come a long way, and I thought when he dove, I thought he was going to come up with that. He just missed that ball, and unfortunately for the Eights, skipped under his glove, and Jack Merkwine had to come all the way from left field to the fence to the right of the Long Branch banner, to the right of the 383 sign. So a long run from Merkwine. If he doesn't back that play up, Honkamp's probably got an inside the park home run.
The 0-1 pitch is taken for strike one. Or excuse me, it's taken for strike two, I should say, as it's 0-2 now to Amon, who has been on base all 3 times, and RBI single in his last at-bat. 2 for 3 of those 2 singles. He also reached on an air 0-2 pitch. And he'll fly that one out to center field. McGuire-Rasky will make the catch. Tagging and going to be scoring is going to be Honkamp, and it's now a 10-4 lead for Brookings.
Yep, deep fly ball off the bat of Amon to pretty much straightaway center field, and no chance at trying to get Honkamp at home, and the Bandits have run number 10 on the board. 10 runs on just 7 hits today for the maroon and gray.
As Daniel Messerly will come to the plate. He is 0 for 3, reached on an error in his last trip to the plate. With 2 away here in the top of the 6th inning. First pitch is upstairs for ball 1. 10-4 lead for Brookings. Again, 7 in the 2nd, 2 in the 4th, and now 1 here in the 6th. That one will miss low, and is now 2-0.
Messerly does something you don't see many batters do. He's actually choked up about 2+ inches on the bat. You don't see a lot of players at any level choke up on the bat anymore.
That one misses high, and it's now 3-0. That's a lost start. It's choking up on the bat. I don't know if it's hard to say any major leaguer that does that anymore.
No. They usually have 1 or maybe two fingers down on the opposite side of the knob. I mean, they're trying to generate as much leverage as they can when they take those big hacks.
That one was over for a strike, 3-1 pitch. That one's fouled back, and the count is now full at 3-2.
Probably the guy that I remember who choked up the most, I think it was a middle infielder for the Montreal Expos back in the 70s, a guy by the name of Ron Hunt, and he was up so far on the bat, he was not too far from the trademark.
3-2 pitch. That one's fouled away. David Eckstein did that too. Longtime Angel and Cardinal hitter. It looked like he was holding about halfway up the barrel. 2 strikes were on him. If you struck him out, you deserved the strikeout because you weren't doing that very often. 3-2 pitch is outside, and it's a 2-out walk issue to Messerly. And the inning will continue for Max Jeldon, who's been on base all 3 times, with 2 walks and an RBI single.
First walk of the day for Jaden Wiebe. He's come in and actually thrown, had a nice outing. Come on in relief of Brady Getz. So far, as he works here with 2 outs in the bottom of the 6th, 2 2/3 innings, pitched 4 hits, 3 runs, 2 of them earned. That first walk of the day for Wiebe to go with a pair of strikeouts.
First pitch is fouled back, and it's 0-1 to Max Jeldon. On first is Messerly with 2 outs here in the top of the 6th. The 0-1 pitch. There's a strike. The throw to second is not in time as Messerly will steal second. The count is now 0-2.
Messerly popped up after the slide. He kind of he wasn't quite sure if he had hurt himself because he kind of gingerly stepped around the bag, but it wasn't. But I guess it looked like he was maybe just trying to get his footing rather than hurt a leg or an ankle or anything.
0-2 pitch is fouled down the third base line, so we'll do it again at 0-2. As Wiebe will come set from the stretch, here's the 0-2 pitch. Here's a ground ball left side, past the diving Keenels at short. Another run's going to come in to score as Merkwan will throw it back into short, and it's an RBI single for Max Jeldon, and the lead's up to 7 now for Brookings.
Again, 2-out hitting from the Bandits, and they continue to generate offense here in the top of the 6th, and they've stretched this lead back to 7 as they've gone up now 11-4.
So to bring up Ashton Whitty, who is 0 for 2 so far. He walked, part of a fielder's choice, and also flew out to center field. First pitch, runner takes off. There's a ground ball up the middle, be fielded by Keenels off of his chest, and the first base will be Whitty on a tough hop over to Keenels. Be still probably charging air to Keenels.
Yeah, that's a tough play because Keenels in position to make the play, but the ball really came up on him at the end, whether it hit something or just had that much topspin, and just wasn't ready for that last hop, and it just came up on him real quick, and like you said, off his chest and bounced into short center field, and the Bandits got a pair of runners on now here with 2 outs in the top of the 6th.
Again, Hardin will take ball 1. That was a pitch in the dirt. Good block by Hinkle. Here's the 1-0 pitch. That one is low, and it's now 2-0.
Again, Hinkle's done a nice job as we have come to expect from him behind the plate. Just has blocked just about everything that's in the dirt so far today.
Here's the 2-0 pitch. That one's outside, and it's now 3-0. 11-4 lead here before Brookings over Pierre. Brookings scoring more runs. They've outscored themselves by 10 in the 2 games that they came here in the spring. 3-0 pitch is in the dirt, and it's going to be a walk, and the bases are now loaded. And so for Post-State, all of a sudden that runner that could make it a 10-run rule is on base. Obviously, Pierre would have a chance to answer that in the bottom of the 6th.
Yeah, and I think at this point in this game, if you're Coach Brian White, you really want to see Jaden Wiebe try to get out of this inning and try to finish this game. Right now, he is at 63 pitches through 2 2/3 innings. You really don't want to have to go to another arm out of the bullpen. I think right now this is probably Wiebe's game to finish regardless of what happens.
So now here is the top of the order, and Henry Hamrick. First pitch to him, he was grounded at foul, as getting into fair territory was Max Jeldon to make sure he didn't get hit by that hard ground ball by Hamrick.
Yeah, actually, Jeldon went the wrong way. He actually, in order to avoid the ball, actually moved into fair territory. If you get hit by the ball in fair territory, you're out. And so he probably should have moved to his right, moved further into foul ground.
Here's the 1-0 pitch. That one's lined back towards Jeldon again, and it goes over the top of his head, but it lands foul. So the count quickly is 0-2 here to Hamrick.
Jeldon wondering if Hamrick's using him for target practice down there.
He put his hands up like, come on, man. Let's hit it somewhere else other than trying to hit it towards me.
Yeah, dude, we're teammates. I'm on your side.
Here comes now the 0-2 pitch from Wiebe to Hamrick. A curveball, a good block by Hinkle, and a good take by Hamrick. And it's now 1-2.
After Hamrick pulled 2 balls foul down the left field line, call by Hinkle to try to get him to chase something on the outside part of the plate, and Hamrick wouldn't bite.
1-2 pitch. That one's fouled back. We will do it again here at 1-2. Trying to get out of this inning. 2 runs have already scored. A 7-run lead for the Bandits here in the top of the 6th inning. You're listening to KCCR Pierre Riverfront Broadcasting Station. That one comes and hits Hamrick, and it'll allow another run to score, and it's 12-4 now.
And again, you can just kind of feel this one slipping away from the 8s. Just not a lot of enthusiasm as you look out. Body language just is not positive for the green and white right now. Still got 6 outs, still got 2 at bats, but you're going to need to get out of this inning here with 2 outs and the bases loaded. Like you said, John, the potential game-ending run standing on second base right now with the Bandits up 12-4. Base hit from Malum likely would plate runs 13 and 14 of the day.
Malum is 2 for 4 with 3 RBIs so far. Both of them have been singles. First pitch is over for strike 1.
Malin comes into this game. During the spring season, he was a .341 hitter, 31 hits and 91 at bats, 3 doubles, 3 triples, 26 RBIs, 29 runs scored, a dozen walks for the senior.
There's a ground ball to the right side. It'll be fielded by Hansen at second. He'll throw to first to retire the side as all 9 men come to the plate, but only 2 runs will score in the inning 3 runs will score in the inning for the Brookings Bandits as they get 3 runs on 2 hits, 1 error, and 3 men left on base. We head to the bottom of the 6th, a 12-4 lead for Brookings. You're listening to Post State Baseball on today's KCCR and today's KCCR.com.
At Black Hills Federal Credit Union, our top priority is providing value to our members. Since 1941, we have helped our neighbors buy homes and vehicles, finance their farms and ranches, insure their assets, and retire comfortably. From Custer to Sioux Falls, we live and work in our communities, and we treat our members like family. Visit bhfcu.com to learn more about how you can join. BHFCU is member-owned, not-for-profit, and federally insured by NCUA.
Home Care Services is a private agency committed to providing expert advice and specialized care to those who want to remain living independently at home. Home Care Service has a team of nurses, caregivers, and administrative staff that offers a full range of in-home support services to our area. For more information about Home Care Services, call 224-2273. Expert advice, professional care. Home Care Services, 224-2273.
As we welcome you back here at Hyde Stadium, as it is the bottom of the 6th, Mason Bevensey will be on the mound here for the Brookings Bandits as he'll get his first chance to pitch in the 2021 summer season. 2, 3, and 4, Cade Hinkle, Andy Gordon, and McGuire Rasky might reach his base. It'll be then to Bennett Dean with the guys trailing by 8, post 8 trailing by 8 here in the bottom of the 6th inning. You got to find some ways to score some runs as they're down to their last 6 outs here in game 1 of this doubleheader. Of course, we'll have game number 2 for you, but we have made our way past the 2-hour mark of this ball game. As we'll try and tell you the changes. I believe Greg might have the changes for you.
Yeah, Bevensey on the spring season looks like Krugman has gone to shortstop, and I think Amon has moved over to second base and replaced Jeldon, I believe, if that's correct.
Well, Whitty was at third. Maybe Whitty might have moved to second as well. So Amon's over at first, and then Krogman at short as Cade Hinkle will rip the first pitch into the right center field gap, but off the glove of the right fielder Harden. He's able to cut it off, so it is a leadoff single for Hinkle. But it could have been more if it was not cut off by the right fielder in Lincoln Harden.
I believe Amon has moved from short to third. Jeldon has stayed at second. Honkamp is still at first. So Bevensey on the mound will hit in Whitty's spot in the lineup if that spot comes up here in the top of the 7th.
First pitch to the Andy Gordon will be taken for strike 1. Actually, Whitty's out in right field, so that means Harden would be the man that comes out of the ball game. As Gordon will rip the 0-1 pitch. That one's down for a base hit on the left field. It is first and second with nobody out here in the bottom of the 6th inning. A good start for Post 8 here in this 6th as McGuire Rasky will come to the plate. He is 2 for 2 and has also gotten 2 RBIs and been on base all 3 times.
Yeah, and if you want to, what you like to see is end the game on a positive note. You want to, even if you come out of here with a loss, you want to come out of here in with a little bit of momentum and see if the bats can go to work here in the bottom of the 6th inning.
First pitch misses for ball 1 to McGuire Rasky. Again, he's 2 for 2 with 2 singles, and also drew a walk in his 3 trips to the plate. Here's the 1-0 pitch. And we'll miss low and is now 2-0.
Mason Bebensee, the Brookings pitcher during the spring season, appeared in 10 games, 3-2 on the year with 6 starts, 46 innings pitched, led the team in innings pitched, 2.28 ERA, a 1.20 WHIP, 36 strikeouts on the season in the spring season for Bebensee, lined up against just 9 walks. So good control from Bebensee during the spring season.
2-0 pitch misses, and now 3-0. Here's a 3-0 pitch. That one will also miss, so it's a 4-pitch walk. That will load the bases here with nobody out in the bottom of the 6th inning. And that'll bring up Bennett Dean, who was 0 for 3, looking for his first hit here this evening. So Cade Hinkle at third, Andy Gordon at second, McGuire Rasky at first. And a chance for Bennett Dean to try and drive some runs in. Down by 8. Can't get them all back with 1 swing. Could cut the lead in half with 1 swing. But right now just kind of keep the merry-go-round going. First pitch is taken for a strike. Here's the 0-1 pitch from Bebensee to Dean. That one's upstairs and is now 1-1.
Yeah, Bebensee looks to have good control, not overpowering. Looks like he's going to live with being more of a spot pitcher.
1-1 pitch. That one's outside and is now 2-1. The base is loaded and nobody out here in the bottom of the 6th. Pierre down by 8, 12-4. Here's the 2-1 pitch. That one is a check swing that sent that Dean went around and is now 2-2. So the count is at 2-2. Boy, that's a tough one for Dean. Like the bat hardly ever went off of his shoulder, but did get credit for a swing and a miss. So now here's the 2-2 pitch. That one misses low, and it's now a full count. No place to put Dean. And you throw a strike here if you're Bebensee. Dean going to protect. Try and find a base hit somewhere. Here's a 3-2 pitch from Bebensee to Dean. Here's a line shot that's just foul. And we'll do it again at 3-2.
And again, Bebensee not overpowering. Just everything he throws is going to have some movement on it. So you just got to try to time him up. A little bit of a different look than what they saw from Krogman over the first 5 innings.
Now here's the 3-2 pitch again. That one will hit Dean, and a RBI for the now first baseman, and it's a 12-5 ball game. As that'll continue with nobody out and Jaden Wiebe to come to the plate.
Was when I first saw that Brookings had brought Bebensee to the mound to finish off this game, based upon his numbers in the spring season, it was a little bit interesting. But I think, if I remember right, I think Brookings has used a strategy before, at least during the spring season, where they would finish game 1 of a doubleheader with a pitcher and then start him in the second game. He'd already be warm and ready to go, and then hopefully you get through and you allow him to throw his 105 pitches or whatever you can get out of him, and then finish game 2 with a third pitcher.
As Jaden Wiebe will take ball 1, but also then look at strike 1. The count's even at a ball and a strike. Here's the 1-1 pitch to Wiebe. Outside now, 2-1. But at this point, they're going to, and they do have some action outside of the field of play. A couple guys getting loose right now. Here's a 2-1 pitch. Wiebe will ground that one foul, and the count is even now at 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Yeah, I think the young man getting warm behind the fence. Looks like he's just kind of loosening up. I don't see a number on him, but I suspect he's probably the starter in game 2, the way that he's loosening up with the bands and the weights.
2-2 pitches outside and low, and it's now a full count at 3-2. Here with nobody out in the bottom of the 6th inning. Down by 7. Here's the 3-2 pitch. Wiebe down the third base line. That's fair for a base hit. 2 runs are going to come in to score. It's a 12-7 ball game with a 2 RBI single for Wiebe. Threw it back to second, but Dean is back in safely. Nobody out here in the bottom of the 6th.
and Post State showing some signs of life here in the bottom of the 6th. Then again, just being able to put some offense on the board, that's a nice plus right now. And so Cole Malem out from behind the plate to go talk to Bebensee, and again, something that Brookings, based upon Bebensee's spring numbers, probably not used to, because he was their, likely their ace throughout the spring season. And so Post State able to load the bases and get 3 runs off of him here in the bottom of the 6th with nobody out, and still have runners on first and second.
Now here's Elliott Life for the first pitch, is taken for strike 1. Life is 0 for 2. Flew out to left field, ground out to the shortstop, and drew a walk in his 3 plate appearances. Here's the 0-1 pitch from Bebensee to Life. Life will get that one out to center field. Back to make the catch will be Hamrick. Not tagging his Dean, and there's now 1 down here in the bottom of the 6th inning. And that'll bring up Jack Merkwant.
Yeah, and again, just need to continue to string together some good at bats. Just keep this inning going, and if you can plate a couple more runs, put a 0 on the board in the top of the 7th, you never know what might happen in the bottom.
So here's the first pitch to Merkwant. That's taken for strike 1. It is a 12-7 ball game here in the bottom of the 6th. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Here's a ground ball up the middle. It'll be fielded by Krogman at short. The throw to first after he stepped on the bag at second is wide, so it'll go down as a fielder's choice, but there's now 2 away. And runners at the corners for Matt Hansen.
Yeah, ball that actually took kind of a candy hop off of the top of the pitching mound. Krogman actually had a fairly easy play, and again kind of had to avoid his own teammate, the second baseman Jeldon, coming in to potentially back up the play, and that kind of forced him to bring the throw offline, and Merkwant with good speed down the line, able to beat out the throw. I think he probably would have beat it out even if the throw wouldn't have been offline.
First pitch is taken for strike 1 to Matt Hansen. Here's the 0-1 pitch. That one's cued off the end of the bat, and it will die in foul territory. It's 0-2. The way that ball first hit, that could have hit the lip between the grass and dirt. Could have seen that thing go back into fair territory, which don't see very often, where a ball starts foul and ends up fair with the spin that it has. 0-2 pitch. Hansen will line it, and caught by a jumping shortstop in Krogman to make the catch and end the inning. Pierre does get 3 runs back, though, in the inning on 3 hits, no errors, and 2 men left on base. We head to the top of the 7th. It is a 12-7 lead for Brookings. You're listening to Post State Baseball on today's KCCR and today's KCCR.com.
Building a home. It's the biggest investment most of us make in a lifetime. Not to mention, it's a decision that, well, you pretty much live with day and night. The quality of the workmanship stares back at you like a reflection. It also affects the value of your investment. Choosing the right contractor is critical. Kruger Contracting is that contractor. Call 222-2523. Quality workmanship and materials completed on time. Kruger Contracting. In a word, quality. Call 222-2523.
Sioux Nation of Fort Pierre knows what that sound is. It's baseball season. They also know that means it's grilling season. Sioux Nation has the Green Mountain Grill choices that you need for those hot dogs and burgers for tailgating. And let's be honest, you know there will be a steak in there too. Visit Sioux Nation of Fort Pierre and see their selection of grills. While you're there, also pick up some seasonings for your grilling needs. Visit Sioux Nation at 504 Deadwood Street, Fort Pierre.
As we welcome you into the top of the 7th inning, as Jaden Weeby will try and finish this one out on the mound for Post State and get them back in the dugout and trailing by just 5. It's a 12-7 ball game. As Post State will deal with 3, 4, and 5. Krogman, Honkamp, and Amon. Same 3 guys that started the top of the 6th inning off. Krogman comes in 0 for 2 so far. He walked twice, came around to score in the second, and then was a fly-out victim and then struck out looking. Now playing out at shortstop after throwing 5 innings. First pitch swinging, ground ball to Keenels over at short. The throw is in time to retire the leadoff man in just 1 pitch here in the top of the 7th, and that'll bring up Jamison Honkop, who's got the biggest hit of the day so far for Brookings, a 3-run homer. Gave them a 7-3 lead at the time, did Brookings. They have not trailed since that point. It was a 3 RBI single for Malin to give them the lead. But what really helped out Brookings and got them all the momentum was the 3-run homer by Honkop. Couple baseballs will be thrown out of play.
Score update from one of the sub-varsity post-8 teams, the U16 team in Sioux Falls today has lost a doubleheader to Sioux Falls West. Lost the first game 11-0. Lost the second game 9-4.
First pitch misses to Honkop for ball 1. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Here's a line shot back up the middle for a base hit. And Honkop continues to swing the hot bat. He is now 3 for 5 in the ball game and a double away from the cycle. He had the 2 hardest pieces of the cycle with a home run and triple. Probably, well, never say never, but probably won't get that opportunity for a double in this ball game.
Yeah, barring a big comeback here from post 8 in the bottom of the 7th, will not have that opportunity to come back to the plate again today, at least in game number 1.
First pitch is upstairs to Jake Amon, who is 2 for 4, been on base 3 times. An RBI single back in the top of the 4th inning. Here's the 1-0 pitch. And Amon will sky this out towards right field. Elliott Live will make the catch. And there's now 2 down. And that'll bring up Daniel Messerly. Life loses the cap every time he takes a couple steps, just showing off the flow.
I was going to say, he's still got that really nice hockey hair going on.
That's right. He's still got the hockey hair, got the nice flow, and lose the hat. That's okay. Just let the hair blow in the breeze as you're tracking the ball down. First pitch to Daniel Messerly. That one will bounce in, and it's 1-0. That throw will go past Wiebe, but Hansen is there to back it up. And not taking second will be Honkop. And the energy level here at Hyatt Stadium, not where we're used to seeing it. Not as much of excitement. You kind of feel things not going, that's, as the count's now 2-0. Just seems a lot quieter than normal here at Hyatt Stadium.
Yeah, still have a nice crowd on hand here today, even with temperatures in the 90s, low 90s. So if you've got the game on here past the 7 o'clock hour, we're going to probably be going later in the evening. So as the temperature cools down, we got a lot of baseball ahead of us. Come out and join us. Bring your radio. Love to have you streaming the game or bring your transistor with you, and we'll give you the play-by-play.
Any kids go, what's a transistor? I don't know what that is. Here's a 3-1 pitch upstairs, and it's a 2-out walk, and it's now first and second.
I wove a streaming reference in there first.
Right. You got to appeal to the younger generation, and then go to those that still. I remember all the way. Let's see. It was back in. It was super. I'm not sure how old I was, but I had a pair of headphones that had the little antenna, and you can dial the radio to whatever station you wanted to.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't to listen to your phone. It wasn't listen to. I think there might have been a plug where maybe you could listen to the CD player, but there was not a whole lot to it other than you could listen to the radio on those headphones. And that one's fouled back, and it's now 1-1.
And you were probably the coolest kid on the block, weren't you?
I don't think that did not make me cool, and that was not helping me make me. I need a lot more help than that. Here's the 1-1 pitch to Max Jeldon. He'll foul that one back, and it's now 1-2.
Sheldon needed to eat his Wheaties a little more this morning because that was right on line for your
your
open window.
That was right on line of the window. But as soon as he hit it, I knew it was. I didn't have my quick little movement there thinking I was going to get a foul ball. Here's a 1-2 pitch. That one's lined in the left field for a base hit. Be fielded by Merkwan, rounding third, and scoring will be Hahnkamp. The throw is coming in, goes high over Gordon, so everybody will move up 90 feet, and the lead's now 13-7.
And that's one of those plays where Merkwan took a shot. Probably didn't have much of a play at home plate. Probably the play is just come into the cutoff man as the throw came into the plate. Both Brookings runners moved up, and now they're just standing on second and third, both in scoring position, and one base hit would extend this lead with 2 outs. Would extend this lead likely out to 15-7. Already 13-7 in favor of the Bandits.
First pitch was fouled back, and there's a line shot to center field. McGuire Rasky patrolling. He'll make the catch and retire Whitty to end the inning. Another run does score on 2 hits in the inning, no errors, and a 2-man left on base. We head to the bottom of the 7th. Post State needing at least 6 runs to keep this ball game alive. You listen to Post State Baseball on today's KCCR and today's KCCR.com.
Looking for your next new or used car, truck, or SUV? Then go no further than the comfort of your own home. Shop online at lambmotor.com. On lambmotor.com, you'll find the vehicles Lambs has in stock. You can schedule a test drive or your vehicle's next tune-up, all online. New or used, shop for it all online, anywhere you are. Lamb Motor has the right vehicle for you. Lamb Motor in Oneida and online, lambmotor.com.
Ah, this is the life. Sitting here, sipping lemonade, basking in the warm sun, and admiring the beauty and the solitude of my very own landscaped backyard. You know, I wasn't sure, but I was so glad when I made the call to Andy at Dakota Sprinkler and Landscaping to finally have the work done. Calling Dakota Sprinkler and Landscaping was probably one of the best and the easiest decisions I've ever made.
Dakota Sprinkler and Landscaping, 280-4440. That's 280-4440.
Bottom of the 7th inning, last chance here for Post State, as they will have the top of the order. Lincoln Keenels, Kate Hinkle, and Andy Gordon. Top of the order, 1, 2, and 3. Had 8 guys come to the plate last inning. But they will face Bevensee to try and score at least 6. They need at least 6 to extend this ball game. And hey, if you're going to do it, this is the part of the order to start it. Why not have the top of the order come up and get things rolling for then the bottom half of the order to come through and try and mount a comeback? I mean, hey, 6 runs. You saw Brookings score 7 runs in the second. You score 7 runs here in this ball game, you end up walking it off. So here is the first pitch from Bevensee to Lincoln Keenels. One's over for strike 1.
Well, like we talked about a little earlier in the Watertown-Mitchell game. I mean, Mitchell's cruising in the first game of that doubleheader up 12-6 going into the bottom of the 6th, and all of a sudden the wheels just fall off the Mitchell pitching staff and couldn't buy a strike to save their life, and it was a huge combination of walks, hit batters, errors, and the one big grand slam home run, and Watertown finds himself with a victory.
0-2 pitch to Keenels comes inside, and it's now 1-2. He is 2 for 3 so far. Double, single, drew a walk. He was also a ground-out victim. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Keenels will watch that one go by on the outside, and the count is now even at 2 balls and 2 strikes.
And again, Bevensee, not a real overpowering pitcher, but everything he throws moves, and so you got to pick up the spin and the rotation coming out of his hand, and so far the shadows were early enough in the night yet where the shadows are not much of an issue, so the Post State batter should get a good read on the pitch.
Here's now the 3-2 pitch to Keenels. Swings and misses and goes down on strikes. Not the way you're hoping to start this bottom of the 7th inning. There's one down to bring up Kate Hinkle, who is 3 for 4. Single, the 2nd, 4th, and 6th inning after ground out in his first at-bat. Hinkle scored on the RBI, and that was hit by pitch by Bennett Dean in the bottom of the 6th inning. So Hinkle looking for his 4th hit of this ball game. Post State will out-hit Brookings unless somehow we go into extra innings, and even with Post State scoring 6 runs, there's going to be a lot of hits for the Bandits to try and even match the hit total. 13 hits for Pierre, 11 for Brookings. That one will bounce in. That goes off of the home plate umpire, so the count's now 2-0. And that will force Cole Malem to go out and talk with his pitcher, give him the home plate umpire just a little bit of time. Make sure that he feels better and feels ready to go.
Yeah, Alan Goodman's going to need a couple of ice packs tonight. He's probably going to remember this game when he wakes up tomorrow morning.
Boy, it's a thankless job, especially a home plate umpire. Here's the 2-0 pitch. That one is at the letters and is now 2-1.
Yeah, and the top 4 batters in the Post State order certainly doing their job today. A collective 9 for 14, but give the Brookings pitching staff credit for shutting down the bottom half of the order. The rest of the order collectively just 4 for 18. Just not able to get those hits with runners in scoring position, and have maintained this lead after that big 2nd inning for the Bandits.
Hinkle grounds out to the first baseman, Honkamp, and there's now 2 away. And Post State down their final out here in game number 1. Here's the first pitch to Andy Gordon. That one will miss outside for ball 1. Gordon, he is 2 for 2. He is 2 for 4 with 2 singles. Been a strikeout victim twice. As they'll ground that one to the third baseman. Bobbled by the third baseman. The recovery throw is not in time. That one got away, and now Gordon will take off for second. And it will be an air charge to the third baseman as Gordon will take second and keep the ball game alive for at least one more hitter. As McGuire Rasky, who has been on base all 4 times, will come to the plates.
Yeah, and a ball that just kind of ate Amon up over at third base and still tried to make a play, probably with 2 outs and a 6-run lead, probably a ball that you probably shouldn't have thrown over, but tried to make something out of nothing, and unfortunately for Brookings, ball ends up at by the Pierre dugout, and Andy Gordon ends up standing on second base.
Here's the 0-1 pitch to McGuire Rasky. That one is missed low and high and outside, and the count's now even at a ball and a strike. Rasky with a single and a double, and he's walked the last 2 times he's come to the plate. 1-1 pitch. Rasky will foul that one off of the left side, and now Post State down to their final strike here in game 1 of this doubleheader.
And I think the thing with Bevensey is, as you watch him on the mound, is that like I said, not real overpowering, but everything he throws moves, and so it's really kind of tough to square up a ball on him. I mean, when Post State's made contact, it's just been weak contact.
There's a swing and a miss by Rasky as he goes down, and that will end the ball game. No runs, no hits, 1 error, and 1 man left on base in the 7th inning as a 13-7 win for Brookings here in game number 1. We step aside for 2 minutes. We'll come back and wrap up game 1, start to get set for game number 2. Listen to Post State Baseball on today's KCCR and today's KCCR.com.
Nystrom Electrical Contracting in Pierre has been providing professional sales, service, and installation since 1977. Whether you're starting from scratch, new construction, or you're upgrading your current system at your home, farm, or office, give the professionals at Nystrom Electrical Contracting a call. They've got a lot of bright ideas. Call Nystrom today to schedule a free computer-generated estimate. The number is 224-8750, or visit their website at nystromelectric.com.
The Association of South Dakota County Weed and Pest Boards reminds all landowners and managers to look for and control noxious weeds this spring and summer. The receding water levels have provided new areas for noxious weeds to establish. Infestations that are found and treated early reduce the cost of control. For help identifying and controlling noxious weeds, call your county weed and pest supervisor or the South Dakota Department of Agriculture. Remember, good neighbors control noxious weeds.
As long as you have a local cooperative, you'll never farm alone. At CHS Midwest Cooperative, our team is your team, ready to help you make the decisions that are vital to your operation. From the seed, plant health, and marketing the grain, to fuel to keep you running, the feed to supplement your herds, and the financing programs to make it all possible. We're here for you. Give CHS Midwest Cooperative a call today and let us show you the value of the co-op. Local, loyal, and trusted for generations.
Service Master of Pierre. It's no secret we clean carpets professionally, but not many people know we clean furniture, kitchens, bathrooms, walls, floors, and windows. We also do fire and water restoration, plus construction cleanups. There's nothing we can't clean. Give Service Master a call at 224-9919. Service Master, the clean you expect, the service you deserve. Service Master, 224-9919.
As we welcome you back here to Hyatt Stadium, as the first game is in the books, a 13-7 win for the Brookings Bandits. As we welcome in Nathan Nas to talk here after Game 1. So, Coach, not how things looked good in that first inning. Took advantage of the 3 errors by Brookings, but they came back and stormed out to 7 runs in the second and kind of just kept the arm's length away in the rest of the game.
Yeah, things are looking good. Brady was throwing well that first inning, and second inning comes around, and he just has a hard time locating. Had some close misses, and and then it was big when he was able to come back in the third inning and show his toughness and get 3 outs. And yeah, and then Jaden came in, and Jaden threw really well, and they just had more timely hits than we did.
Yeah, and I think that's the thing that after the first couple of innings from Getz, I mean, I think and he did struggle a little bit with his control. I mean, something that we didn't see a lot of in the spring season. I mean, uncharacteristically walking. I think it is 6 batters through 3 innings. But I think you're right. I mean, Wiebe came on and kind of did what you asked him to do, and that's just eat innings for you right now.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and Brady, we just got to work on being consistent down the mound. First day where they've played where it's been real hot out, so you never know how that can affect them. But yeah, Jaden came in and Jaden just battled. It seemed like there's a chance there where it might get out of control, and we might end up getting run ruled there at the end of the 5th. It was getting pretty close, and he just kept battling, and then we put up 3 in the 6th, and he wanted to go back out for the 7th because we had it back within arm's reach, and White let him, and he did a good job for us.
You guys get 13 hits in the ball game, and you mentioned it right before we got on the air. Just got to get timely hits. So you out-hit someone like you did in this game, and they have more errors than what you guys did in this game. It's just about stringing those hits together and scoring runs, and that's something that you got to struggle with the beginning of the last season, and then started to turn things around pretty quickly and got those timely hits, which turned into a lengthy winning streak for you guys.
Yeah, it seemed like we'd hit the ball hard and it would be into gaps, and then we'd get runners on base and we'd still barrel up balls, but it'd be right at them, and they seemed to do the opposite. With no one on, they'd hit them at us, and then they might get a guy on, and then they rope one into the gap somewhere, and that's just the nature of the beast.
So I think the biggest thing right now, just try to put that game behind you, and then look for game number 2, and I think Isaac Pollock gets the ball here in game number 2 to start the game for post 8.
Yeah, that's one of the good things about the spring ball season, going the way it did for our guys is they played a lot of baseball games. They lost a couple close games, and that was one that, it ended up a 6-run game, but it felt a lot closer than that, and so they know how to come back and play a second game, and we just got to do what we did the other day against Renner. We shook it off and didn't play real well in that one, and then came back and played really well against Post 22, and I think Pollock's ready to go. He's been looking good in practice, and if he comes in and throws strikes, we'll be fine.
Is that the key here to at least open up this game, is throw strikes and get yourself back in the dugout quickly?
Yeah, absolutely. And the more strikes you throw, the better off you are. And White and I were even talking during that game, and it seemed like we're a young team. We lost a lot of seniors last year, but there's some balls that we didn't quite get to that I think later on in the year as guys progress that they'll get to, and that'll really help our pitching out.
Yeah, and I think what you have is you said. I mean, you can call it a young team, but since they didn't have that spring season last year, and you did graduate a large number of seniors off of the team that had really been the leaders in this program for the last couple of years. You've got a number of kids, even though you've got a fair number of seniors. Still a lot of them just kind of getting their 25th starts of the year of their career in a lot of cases.
Yeah, we got a lot of young guys, and a lot of seniors that have seen. Some of them that have seen a lot of Legion baseball, some of them that haven't seen quite as much Legion baseball as they want. But, yeah, like those young guys, they'll progress just fine. Those guys are all, as White has been telling them, just be bulldogs. Just go out there and be tough and play fast. You're going to mess up, so do it at 100 miles an hour. And that's kind of the MO of that sophomore, going to be junior class that we got.
So we appreciate the time. Not how game one was looking to go, but good luck in game number 2 as you guys get set. And appreciate you coming up and kind of back to feeling good, back to like last summer when you came up all the time.
Yeah,
hopefully it turns into, without jinxing, it turns into what we saw last year when that happened.
Yeah, thank you guys for calling the game. And after that long game, AC feels kind of good.
Yeah, I was gonna say 2 hour and 31-minute ball game. It was a 13-7 win for the Brookings Bandits. So we say thanks to Coach Nathan Noss for coming up and talking with us. We will step aside. We will come back in 2 minutes, and you'll hear from News Director Zach Nelson, his weekday news. We'll have that for you, and then another 2-minute break after that, and come back with more of Post-State baseball as they will take on Brookings in game number 2. Final score in game 1, 13-7. We